Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is February 13th, 2023. Okay. So the Super Bowl ended yesterday. And we spoke about all the stuff that could happen in the Super Bowl prior to the game being played. And you know, my main focus was I thought the game was going to be a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, right? And I was absolutely right. Now, the only part that I was wrong is I didn't predict the correct winner of the game, but we nailed what the ritual actually was. Yesterday, I was reading the comments and I saw a lot of people saying that my Abraham Lincoln connection to the Super Bowl was silly, was stupid. It had nothing to do with Abraham Lincoln. And what I've noticed is that those people don't know either they don't understand how this stuff works, or they're just too stupid to see it. So I posted this video yesterday. Actually this morning, my bad. I posted this video yesterday of Chris Berman even reminding people that the two black quarterbacks who played each other in the Super Bowl happened to do it on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, the guy who signed the Emancipation Proclamation that freed the slaves. He actually told people this on live TV. Well, he reminded people that it was Abraham Lincoln's birthday, confirming that the game was a tribute to Abraham Lincoln. You know? So our research, even though we didn't get the correct winner, our research was on point. You know, all the stuff that I was showing about Abraham Lincoln and going back into the battles that was fought in this country with the Civil War, we was on the right track. But the thing about this work is, unless you know history, like you have to have an unbelievable. You have to basically be a historian to know everything about this country's history, because again, like I said in my other videos, in order for you, like these Super Bowl games, they are mostly a tribute to history. And that's why I wanted to nail the correct winner, because this would have gave me an opportunity to teach people how not only the games are scripted, but how they're also murdering people, and how they're also shaming black people, and they're also paying tribute to past events like the Civil War and slavery. And even though we didn't get the correct winner, if those of you with a brain, because even though yesterday, you know, it's a mix of people in the chat, but there was a couple of ladies that called in, and actually it was like three people that called in and reminded me about this, about the let me see, what was this called? The Trials of the Dakota. I think that's the name of this event, which took place in the year 1862, where it says here that 38 Dakota men were hanged at Mankato. And of course, you know, Abraham Lincoln had a lot to do with this. And if you guys saw the Super Bowl, the number 38 was a big number. That's why both teams that were in the Super Bowl, they came into the Super Bowl being 16-3, because 163 is the 38th prime number. That's why there was 38 combined points at the half. That's why the Chiefs ended up winning with 38 points. They was paying tribute to this event that took place on December 26, 1862. Now, my question is, how the fuck am I supposed to know this shit? You know? Like, unless I'm a fucking historian, how am I supposed to remember something that happened way before my time? This happened on December 26, 1862. And again, these people are not telling us any of this stuff. We got to figure this shit out on our own. And I think that, you know, that's what I always say. That's what I like about this work. They make us go into the history books and learn about, because they give us clues, but they don't directly tell us the answer. They do give us clues. They give us a lot of clues, because this was a big 38 ritual. I saw all the 38s. This was Jalen Hurts' 38th game, 38th postseason game. Postseason game? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, his 38th postseason game. I'm gonna verify that. But there was a big 30. This game was a big 38 ritual, and then both teams come in 16-3, and then it was 38 points. So they give us all the clues, but we have to take those clues and somehow connect it to stuff like this. And that's why sometimes we don't. Because the thing is, look, a lot of you think that it's about picking the team. Like a lot of you think that the people in this community, or at least me, you guys think that our job is to handicap sports. And I keep telling you guys, I'm not a sports handicapper. That's not who I am. Okay? I'm not a sports handicapper. I am a gematria educator. I'm here to expose the ritualistic practices behind the games, behind all the stuff that goes on in the headlines, the ritual killings of celebrities, the terrorism that we see every day, the flooding by the numbers, the false flags by the numbers. That's my job, to expose the ritual and to show people exactly what it's about. Until this community learns that that's the real goal, we are never going to really be able to outsmart these people. Because think about when Kobe Bryant died. So many people was focused, and still till today, people are like, when they discuss the Kobe Bryant death, they don't understand what's really behind that. Like, they don't understand that Kobe's death meant more than what it actually looked on the surface. When people describe Kobe Bryant's death, they'll say simple stuff like, oh, Kobe Bryant equals 41. He died at 41. And they don't understand that Kobe Bryant's death is actually a lot deeper than the number 41. Kobe Bryant's death was foreshadowing the coronavirus pandemic. And that's why it's important to expose the ritual. Because I guarantee you, now that the Super Bowl is over, we're going to see a lot of stuff happen in connection to the Super Bowl. So it's not about picking the Chiefs to win or picking the Eagles to win, because who gives a fuck about that? The Super Bowl is going to be synced up with some type of tragedy in the future. I guarantee it. It's like this every single year. Sometimes the Super Bowl is paying tribute to a past tragedy. I mean, just think about last year for a second. Last year when the Rams won the Super Bowl. Yeah, we got the Rams right, but who gives a fuck? What we should have been focused on was showing people how the Rams winning the Super Bowl was synced up with the war that was about to happen in Ukraine. Right? The Rams had the Ukraine flag colors. Right? Sean McVay, the head coach of the Rams, his girlfriend was from Ukraine. You see, that's what our goal should be. It's not about picking the Bengals or the Rams. Nobody gives a fuck about that, because every single Cincinnati Bengals fan put money on the Bengals. Every Rams fan put money on the Rams. That's not impressive. That's not what our goal should be. Our goal should be showing what these people are planning, what they're trying to communicate to us. When they had the Yankees, let me show you guys this. Look, Yankees. Of course, this community wasn't around at this time, but look, Yankees versus Mets World Series. Look at this, you guys. Look at this. Look how sick these people are, right? In the year 2000, I think this is probably the only time this has ever happened. In the year 2000, they had the Yankees versus the New York Mets in the World Series. Now, why did they have the two New York teams? Like, this is what a person with no brain would say. Oh, you got the Yankees wrong. Oh, you got the Mets wrong. That's not the point. That's not the point of decoding. Like, if I was decoding this World Series, my goal would not be to predict who's going to win the World Series, because who gives a fuck about that? My goal would be to find out why they got the two New York teams facing each other. Oh, I know why. It's because they're planning something. Now, what happened in 2001 on 9/11? What happened in New York City on 9/11/2001? The Twin Towers came down, right? I guarantee you, if you go back to this World Series, you're gonna see how all they was paying. And you look back at the box score. It was probably paying tribute to the Twin Towers coming down. That's probably why the World Series before the terrorist attacks happened, it was the two New York teams that faced each other. That's what our goal should be. We are the intelligent community, not sports handicappers. Let the sports handicappers be sports handicappers. Predict who's going to win, the Knicks or the Lakers. Oh, I think the Lakers are going to win. Oh, I made money. Money. And then what happens 38 days from the Super Bowl? What are you going to do with that money now? You're going to pay for all the repairs after they do a earthquake by the numbers in your city? Now you're going to use all that money that you made in the casinos to repair your home because it just got terrorized by the same people that rigged the football game. Oh, we had the Houston Astros to win the World Series. Oh, I made so much money. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now you got to take all that money that you made and pay for your repairs because your city's about to get hit by Hurricane Harvey. You guys are bragging about picking the right team. That this shit does not matter, man. Yes, it's fun to make money. It's fun. I get it. And then it's not fun to lose money. I get it. But we need to focus on other things too. Yeah, I want to make money too. I do. I want to make a lot of money off these people. These people are fucking scamming us. It feels great when you get to scam the scammer. But at the end of the day, what we guys need to realize is that now that the Super Bowl is over, these people are planning something. Because that's what they do every year. That's what they do every year. After the Super Bowl ended last year, they was planning a war in Ukraine. That's why they had the Warriors win the NBA championship. Another team with the Ukraine colors. Actually, let me just. I never decoded the 2000 World Series. I should make a separate video about this because I'm pretty sure it was synced up with 9/11. They had the two New York teams. But let me just take a look at the box score real quick. So this was the 96 edition of the World Series. 96. Okay. So the Yankees finished 87th and 94. October 26th. This is the first time I'm actually doing this live. I'm planning to do a separate video about this because I mean this is what we should really be focused on. Like these games, they mean more than what you guys think. You guys think that it's Patrick Mahomes. He's the face of the league. You guys are still asleep if you guys think that that's what the Super Bowl is about, making Patrick Mahomes the face of the league. Like you guys are still sports fans. You think Kobe Bryant dying? It's because he was like. Kobe Bryant dying was synced up with the coronavirus pandemic. That's why his name equals 113. Like how the pandemic was declared on 113 on March 11th. That's why he was buried in Corona del Mar. That's why he died 157 on his 157th day of his age. Because United States equals 157, and it was gonna go into a pandemic. Okay. That's why they had the NBA suspended, and it was the team that he played against, the last team he played against. It was a player on that team to have the virus, and it was because of Rudy Gobert, right? The Utah Jazz player. Remember Kobe played his last game against the Utah Jazz? It was because of a Utah Jazz player that they had to suspend the entire NBA. It was all synced up with Kobe. But, we was focused on Kobe equals 41. Ugh. And not realizing that these people they murdered Kobe Bryant because they had something else deeper planned. They had the demise of us planned. Oh, look at that. This is what I mean. You see, look, this shit, this is what we need. This is what this community should be focused on. And it always points to the same people. Look at this. I wanted to make a separate video about this, but I might as well just talk about it. Talk about it here. So I'm doing. This is a live decode. It's probably a lot more to this. But I just want to show you guys something. Look. So the 2000 World Series was the first time that the two New York teams faced each other, and it concluded on October 26th in the year 2000. Right? Let me see. Go to game. It ended in 5. Right here it is. So it ended on Thursday, October 26th, 2000. Right? From the conclusion of this World Series to the terrorist attacks of September 11th, the World Series ended 320 days before the Twin Towers came down. Now, what do we know about that number, 320? Well, in Gematria, Roman Catholic Church equals 320 in Gematria. Remember George Floyd, who came out of the Mercedes-Benz ML 320 and then got killed next to the police cruiser 320? They're very important number, 320. Talk about this number a lot. So if you're decoding the 2000 World Series, should you you guys are you probably say you didn't have who won this? What team is this? Because the post says New York. Oh, AL, so I guess that's the Yankees. So the Yankees won this World Series, right? You guys will probably say, "Oh, you had the Mets to win Game 5." Oh, like that's not what the goal should be. The goal should be showing how Game 5 is synced up with an event in the future, which is not easy to do. I'm not gonna act like it's easy to do, but that's what we should be focusing on. Understanding the significance of these numbers, because these are the numbers that often plays in these rituals. We've seen it with George Floyd. I think Tyree Nichols as well. Remember they said that the 5 cops kicked him for 9 minutes and hit him 9 times in 4 minutes or something like that. They had a big headline where they coded the number 94 in the Tyree Nichols case. And this is why they're showing the 94. It's because it's the Roman Catholic Church behind all this shit. The Jesuits. It's these people, man, doing all this shit. But instead of being concerned about the winner of the World Series, that's we gotta really piece it all together. Like why did they have the Eagles face the Chiefs? I mean, what was the real reason? We get it. It was a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, which is undeniable. You guys heard what Chris Berman said. If not, I'm going to play the video now so you guys can hear it from his own voice. The guy, remember, the Super Bowl was 87 days before Chris Berman's birthday. Abe Lincoln equals 87, like Philadelphia Eagles. Something we documented on the Patreon, even though I missed the Abe Lincoln correction because I didn't know he was going to say that. I mean, this was before the game was played. This is the notes that I put on Patreon. I said Chris Berman picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win 29-26, even though the Super Bowl is 87 days before his birthday. And then after the game was over, he said this. Look.
Hey, Brandon Graham here.
Warren Sapp here.
Coming in, we had the #1 seeds. Yeah. These teams are 16-3. We had the Kelsey brothers. We had we had Andy Reid against Philadelphia, his old team, and we can go on. We're so euphoric. We should have asked them about that. But also, of course, 2 African-American quarterbacks starting against each other in the Super Bowl for the first time. Fittingly, February 12th is Abe Lincoln's birthday. Here we go with the highlights in case you missed it.
Like, this is what you call pure mockery. And then they had number 57 come out of the locker room. Abe Lincoln equals 57. Like, this is just, I don't understand how people are not disturbed by this. But whatever. So we was on the right track with the Super Bowl. Because, again, it's not about picking the winner. Yes, we do want to pick the winner because we do want to make money off the casinos. But it's about nailing the ritual. You know, probably 99% of the gamblers who gambled on this game have no idea. Even after Chris Berman told them all this, they have no idea that this game was a tribute to Abe Lincoln. Have no idea about it because they're not paying attention. They're worrying about who's the face of the league and shit like that. Like shit that don't really matter. Who gives a fuck who's the face of the football of the NFL? Shit like this is what we should be worrying about. Like shit like this. Look. This is what we should be worried about. You know, stuff like this. Stuff that impacts us regular people. You know, stuff like this. You guys remember this? You guys remember what happened on 9/11/2001 in New York City? 320 days after the 96 World Series concluded? So all that money people made of betting on the Yankees in 5. What was it? You didn't use it for anything because you probably had to. If you lived around this area, you probably had to pay. Move. Had to spend it on moving expenses. That's what they said. They said a lot of the people that lived around this area, they couldn't live there anymore because of the smoke. Like you see all these people right here. This is an apartment building. There's just people who live here, and all of these people had to move after this attacks happened. So that's what I'm saying. You guys don't want to expose the actual terrorism, the actual problem. I'm really thinking about I'm thinking about stopping at least slow down the sports decode, and because I mean that's the thing though. If I stop that, people don't care about situations like this. Like think about it. Yesterday I put Super Bowl in the title, and it was like almost 200 people in the live stream. Now it's probably like what? Probably less than 100 people. I haven't looked, but it's probably less than 100 people there. Because I mean that's what people care about. The people care about the Super Bowl and all that stuff. That's what everybody's paying attention to. Eventually, they'll realize that the games don't matter. What matters is what they're really trying to communicate to us. Like I told the caller yesterday, he said, so what? The games are rigged. Some people watch wrestling and they don't care that it's rigged. Okay, I get it. But what I'm saying is, look. On November 5th, 2021, a fatal crowd crush occurred during the first night of the 2021 Astro World Festival, a music event founded by American rapper Travis Scott that was held at the NRG Park in Houston, Texas. 8 people died on that night of the concert, and 2 more died in the hospital over the following days. So 10 people lost their lives on November 5th, 2021. And like I said, this was synced up with the World Series because the Astros, they won the World Series exactly 1 year after this tragedy happened on November 5th, 2022. So my thing is this. Let's say one of your family members, or maybe you was at one of these at the concert that day. Because Travis Scott is a pretty decent rapper, has a lot of fans. So let's say somebody you knew was at this concert and they ended up being one of those 10 people that died that day. Are you still going to be rooting for the Astros if after I show you that the Astros World Series was synced up with this event? Are you going to care about whether we had the Astros or the Phillies? Are you still going to be caring about that? Like, oh, Simple Truth said that the Phillies was going to win. Oh, Simple Truth said that the Astros was going to win. Like, is that what you care about? Or you care about knowing that the baseball game is actually a tribute to the death of one of your family members who died at this tragedy? So that's when people realize that that's what's important, and that's what these people care about. These people the people doing all this stuff, they don't really care about money. They make money. They make the money. How do you think that? Oh, it's about the money. Maybe it's about the money, but these people make it. They don't have. Why would they care about something that they can make at any time? All they have to do is just turn on the machines and the money just starts coming out. Like, they make the fucking money. The money's to control us regular people. Keep us in check. Oh, you don't have money? Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you don't have money? Go to work. Oh, you don't have money? Clean my lawn. Oh, you don't have money? Go to work and build me something. Oh, clean out my bathroom. That's how they keep us as slaves. That's why they're paying tribute to Abraham Lincoln. Paying tribute to slavery because we still are slaves. They're reminding us in the sports games. But like I said, Chris Berman, the reason he said this is because this is a ritual. This is called mockery. 201 comments. Interesting. Chris Berman ties Abe Lincoln's birthday to the historic 2 black quarterbacks who started in the Super Bowl. Now ask yourself, why would this make headline? I mean, so what? Because if it wasn't connected, if it wasn't planned like this, if it was just coincidental, then okay, he reminded us. I mean, is it not true that February 12th is Abraham Lincoln's birthday? I mean, it is true. All he said was it was fitting, right? It was, oh, look, coincidentally. Because if it was a coincidence, then there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, look at this coincidence, you guys. 2 black quarterbacks playing on Abraham Lincoln. There's nothing racial about that. What Chris Berman is doing is just mocking us, putting the truth in front of our face. Like, look, this stuff is it's not organic. This stuff is scripted. It's not a coincidence that the 2 black quarterbacks, for the first time ever, happen to be playing on Abraham Lincoln. He's basically trying to let people know, like, yo, listen, wake up, man. And people are not waking up. People are like, oh my gosh, he's racist. No, he's telling you he's telling you the script. Like, he's telling you how scripted this stuff is. Finally, the 2 black quarterbacks are playing on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. What a coincidence. And they got number 57 come out. Not only was it Super Bowl 57, but the game was played on the 57 day numerology. And again, Abe Lincoln is 57. This is why I'm kicking myself, because I'm like, fuck, I saw the fucking 57s with Andy Reid, and I still faded it, whatever. But you guys see how Abe Lincoln is 87? The Super Bowl was 87 days before Chris Berman's birthday. You guys see the 42? Remember the Chiefs in their opening drive, the field goal, they missed a 42-yard field goal. The kicker missed a 42-yard field goal in tribute to Abe Lincoln. Of course, the 42 connects to black people because we know the N-word, slavery is 42. February, the month that we are in, equals 42 as well, and a lot of other things as well. 42 is a number stamped on black people throughout history. And of course, the 57, right? Andy Reid picked up his 269th career win, the 57th prime number, in the Abe Lincoln Bowl. And the game was played on the day with 57 numerology. All of this stuff we knew, but we also had to take into account the other side. They could have had the team that plays at the Lincoln Financial Field also win on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So we had all the clues. We just didn't put the pieces together correctly. But what I want, my mission is, because you can, like I said yesterday, you can ask a fucking dog who's going to win the Super Bowl. He'll probably get it right. There's only 2 teams. You could probably sniff the answer correctly, like, and pick the Chiefs. Like, a fucking dog could do that shit, right? It's only 2 teams. It's a 50% chance you'll get it right. But the goal is to show, like, to figure out what the hell they got planned. Because I don't want. This is what I want. I don't want tomorrow. I don't want Kansas City to happen something to happen in Kansas City. And I wasn't able to warn my viewers about it. And then one of my viewers happens to travel to Kansas City and gets caught up in this ritual. I'm pretty sure something's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be in Philadelphia. It could be in Philadelphia. It could be in Kansas City where the Super Bowl winners play at. It could be in Arizona. We don't know where they're going to do it at. But I'm guaranteeing you that something's gonna be connected. Something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be connected to the Super Bowl. It's like this every single year. We saw it last year with the Ukraine, a war Ukraine, and the team with the Ukraine colors win the Super Bowl. Wow. The 2 New York teams played before 9/11. What a coincidence. 320 days. Oh, let me remind you guys about this, in case you guys think that I didn't, like, in case you guys think I didn't give you guys enough examples of how the games are really a tribute to other rituals. Let me remind people what happened when the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup. Oh man, where did I put that? Did I document this? All right, let me look it up. Lightning Stanley Cup. What was the year that they won? I think 2021. Yeah. Yep, it was. Okay. July 7th? Was this it? Okay, so let's look up July 7th. Huh. Look at this, you guys. Look at this. To further prove what I'm saying, this is what we need to be worried about. Elsa regained short-lived hurricane status prior to landfall along Dixie, Taylor-Dixie County, Florida, as a strong but sheared tropical storm late in the morning of July 7th. In 2001, I made a lot. Is my channel? Is that video still up? My channel got deleted. I think this video is still in my channel, to be honest, because this happened in 2021. So this channel has been up since 2020. So actually, this video is still on my channel. So I did a live stream. Actually, I can look it up. Because I think this video is still there. July 7th, 2021. Let's see. So this was over a year ago. So on July 7th, Florida, Elsa made landfall in Florida, right? And that was the same day that the Tampa Bay Lightning were playing Game 5 of the Stanley Cup. So think about the ritual. The state of Florida witnesses lightning the day that the Lightning are winning the Stanley Cup. People their community is being flooded, terrorized. People are dying. People are drowning, all because of a rigged Stanley Cup. Yet nobody's worried about that. People are worried about, oh, my Lightning won. They beat whoever they beat. Like, May 29th. Look at this. Look at this video. I still here. Look, is Hurricane Elsa landing in Tampa Bay after the Lightning win the Stanley Cup? You see, this is what a lot of you trolls don't understand. This is why I could like. This is why I get the respect that I get, because this is what's important. This is what you guys should be caring about. Look at the title of this video, and I put this video out on July 5th. So that this was before the game was played on July 7th.
Now ADT.
I wrote, is Hurricane Elsa landing in Tampa Bay after the Lightning win the Stanley Cup? It's just so sad that such a great video like this that's actually helping people. Because think about it. I put this out on July 5th. So this was before the hurricane, right? So here I am warning people. Warning. Hurricane Elsa is about to hit Tampa. If the people from Florida would have saw this video, they could have got things done before the 7th. Because the game was on the 7th. Right? The game was on the 7th. So this video came out 2 days before. But it's just so sad that only 678 views on this video and only 12 comments. And this is why I knew that Hurricane Elsa was going to land and be connected to the Lightning. Because look. Because in Gematria, flood equals 52. Earth equals 52. There's a lot of other 52s like Pope. But that day, the Lightning picked up their 50. It was on 51 wins for the season, and it was going to pick up their 52nd. It was going to pick up their 52nd win on July 7th in Game 5. So I'm like, wow, what a coincidence that the day that they're supposed to be say that Elsa is about to hit Florida, that could be the day that the Lightning pick up their 52nd win. And we know the significance of 52. Yeah, hurricane is 52. I'm not sure if I said that. Hurricane, flood, earth. Of course, Hurricane Elsa was synced up with the movie Frozen. Remember the girl, her name was Elsa. When she used to freeze things, she used to control the weather. Stuff is all sick, man. You guys think this is a coincidence? Her name in the movie was Elsa from Arendelle. Notice the gematria of Elsa from Arendelle and Hurricane Elsa. Perfect in all 4 ciphers. Actually, 3 out of the 4 ciphers is perfect. So they put it in the kids' movies. They mock us in the sports games, and nobody seems to notice. But look, notice, Flood is 52, Earth is 52, Enlil is 52, Pope is 52, Hurricane is 52. 52 is a huge number, and like I said, the Lightning was gonna pick up their 52nd win on the same day that Elsa was gonna hit landfall in Florida. And I put out the video 2 days before. But unfortunately, that video didn't get a lot of views. And I'm pretty sure, let's see what happened. Let's take a look at the photos. So Hurricane Elsa in Florida damages. All this just for the Hurricane to win the Stanley Cup. Oh my God, look at this. You guys think this is okay? Look. All for a fucking sports game. Look at this. All for a fucking sports game. You see, if these 3 people would have saw my video, they wouldn't be in this situation. Look at this. Actually, this was in Barbados. But look. Tropical storm kills 1 in Florida, hurts 10 in Georgia. So 1 person died in Florida. Tropical storm Elsa leaves at least 3 dead in the Caribbean. This is demonic, man. This is the problem. This is what we need to be exposing. This is the real stuff that can affect us everyday people, man. Not the fucking game, man. I don't know how many times I gotta I get it, man. People are just not gonna see it, man. Look at this shit. These people are so fucking sick. This was July 6th. They already knew by the 7th, it was about to hit Tampa on July 7th. Same day that Stanley Cup was going on. Actually, the hurricane hit at the same time that the game started, around 7 p.m. Look at this. Trees falling. Oh, my gosh. And then they mock you. Look at this. Oh, my God. These people are fucking crazy, man. Then they mock you like this. They put the actual cartoon. Oh, my gosh. These people are sick. And then, people will see this on TV and think that it's not connected. It's just a coincidence that Hurricane Elsa, and then they put the Elsa character from Frozen. It's not a coincidence. It's all synced up. It's all connected. It's not a coincidence. This is mockery. And remember what they reported at the look, Hurricane Olaf, Hurricane Elsa, Frozen characters may serve as names in storm season. Look at that. People are mocking you. But remember this tragedy happened I don't remember this too much, but okay, what I wrote here. The character in the film Frozen is known as Elsa of Arendelle. Notice her name connects to the name of the tropical storm, Hurricane Elsa. I remember this because the hurricane supposed to be made a condominium collapse. And they emphasized the term condo collapse in the news headlines. And notice condo collapse is 134 and 217, just like Hurricane Elsa is 134 and 217. And Elsa of Arendelle is 134 as well, just like condo collapse. All right, so this was a big tribute, and they mock you with the films. And then the news comes and puts the character in your face to mock you even more. And then the same people who get terrorized, these same people, They go and buy tickets to go see the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup and pick up their 52nd win of the season. But of course, these people are probably worried about making money at the casinos, like Frank the Truth Tank. Frank the Truth Tank worries about making money at the casinos. He don't see the big picture.
Professionally installs.
Play this video real quick. See what I said. It shouldn't be that long. I don't think I made it. It was 8 minutes. Only 8 minutes. Now today is game 4 of the Stanley Cup. The Tampa Bay Lightning will be playing the Montreal Canadiens on the road. They are up 3-0 in the series. We've gotten every game correct on Patreon in the Stanley Cup. It's the NBA that has messed us up, but the hockey, we've nailed it. This series is one of the easiest series that I've seen. Today is 7-5 or 5-7. You know, when you write out 57 as a word, it sums to 131. Just like championship, and you know that's the big championship number, 131. So on 5-7, the Stanley Cup champions can be determined on 5-7. And something interesting that we noticed was the Stanley Cup final started on the 179th day of the year. If it concludes today is the day leaving 179 days in the year. And Tampa Bay Lightning is 179. So the series starts on the 179th day. The day leaving 186 days remaining. And it can conclude on the 186th day of the year, the day that leaves 179 days. And that's a big number with Tampa Bay Lightning. Right? So let's see if that happens. Actually, that's not the video that I said. Let me see. I don't think that's the video, though. I think it is. Let me see. I don't remember saying all this stuff. This was a while ago. Because I'm talking about July 7th and not July 5th and not July 7th. July 7th was when the series ended. Yeah, I see what it was. So I did 2 live streams. I don't know what my other video is. Shit is weird. But I did two live streams, and in this video, I think I said that the Stanley Cup was gonna end on July 5th, and then yeah, I said it was gonna end in 4. It actually ended in 5. So I was wrong about this, and I did speak about the number 52 and how they can pick up their 52nd win. And then you see Hurricane is 52. So we was on the 52. We knew they was going to pick up their 52nd win. Actually, I wrote it right here. Hurricane Elsa is on its way. Actually, I'll play the video. But I was wrong. I thought it was going to end in 4. It actually ended in 5. It ended in 5. It ended on the same day that the hurricane landed in Florida. Yeah, oh my gosh, crazy stuff. So, if the Lightning do win today, they are going to pick up their 52nd win of the season. And that is a big number with hurricanes and flooding. Notice hurricane in Chamachi is 52. Now notice flood is 52 and 20. If the Lightning win tomorrow, they will be 52 and 20 for the season. And I think this is no accident because Hurricane Elsa looks like she is on her way to Florida. And you know, they also reported that Hurricane Elsa was 75. The wind speed was 75 miles per hour, like 75. So I do expect some tragedy to happen today on 7/5 with this tropical storm. But if you notice here, on today is supposed to hit Cuba. It's supposed to run through Cuba by 8 p.m. It should leave Cuba, and then by Tuesday morning, it should be going into the Tampa area. And that's when the Stanley Cup ended. It ended on Tuesday, and not the day that I made this video. I thought it was going to end in 4, but what they did was they had the Stanley Cup end the same day that the hurricane hit Florida, man. Oh my goodness, man. What are we gonna do, man? These people are fucking evil as fuck, man. And it's so sad, man. This shit doesn't seem like it's gonna stop anytime soon. So more tragedies are gonna happen until people start waking up and see the real reality, see the real meaning behind these games. Stop worrying about the winner and all that bullshit. Worrying about money and all that. Like, who gives a fuck? Why you care about money when you walk outside? It's a fucking earthquake that's killing, that's destroying your vehicle, destroying everything that you worked for. You care about money? When you got a big ass tree falling on top of your Mercedes Benz? Are you gonna care about money then? They hung 38 Indians in this event, and then what they do? They mocked those 38 Indians at the Super Bowl on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. 38 people lost their lives that day. Nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. The enemy is just running loose, doing whatever the fuck he wants. And then they got puppets like this telling people straight to their face. Finally, on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, the 2 black quarterbacks. Let's go to the highlights. Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. Let me see. When is 38 days after the Super Bowl? Let me see. Let's take a look. 38 days would be a little over a month. So around March 20th. Huh, 320. 322, actually. And the Super Bowl ended on the day leaving 322 days of it. So look at this. So let's see what happens on March 22nd. I'm going to come back to this video. I'm going to play it on live. And I said, look, I told you guys March 22nd. I told you guys, look, an earthquake or something tragic was going to happen. And look, here it is. We had 38 days to do something about it, and we ain't doing anything about it. So the Super Bowl ended on the day leaving 322 days after the year. And 38 days after the Super Bowl is 322. So let's see what happens on March 22nd, 2023. Let's see what tragedy they got for us. Synced up with the Super Bowl. Hopefully nobody dies in Philadelphia. Nobody dies in Kansas City. Nobody dies in Arizona. Because I would hate to say, I told you so. You see, that's when you can tell people, I told you so. Not when the Chiefs or Eagles win. Oh, it's super true. I told you, Chiefs. No. Warn me about stuff like this. Warn me about a tragedy that's about to happen. Tell me the date so I can look out, so I can save somebody. That's when I'll say, you know what, that person is impressive. That's somebody we should listen to. Not somebody who picks the Buffalo Bills to play the Minnesota Vikings in the beginning of the season and then changes it and says that the Bengals might play the 49ers and then changes it. And then finally, when there's only 2 teams left, gets it right and then says, oh, we nailed the Super Bowl. So fucking what? Now what? Now what we do with that? You nailed the Super Bowl. Now what? How are we going to prepare for March 22nd if something does happen that day? How fitting, though, right? 38 days after the Super Bowl, it's 3-2-2. How perfect. Let's go to the highlights. Mm-mm-mm. 42-30. Oh, Lord. And then the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, was coached by Lincoln Riley in high school, actually in college, when he played for the Oklahoma Sooners. Guy gets coached by Lincoln Riley, then he plays at the Lincoln Financial Field, then he goes to the Super Bowl and plays on Lincoln's birthday. I don't know why Chris Berman didn't tell us. And then look at this. Just to further prove that the Super Bowl was at Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Again, the name Abe Lincoln is 57. It was Super Bowl 57, played on the 57-day numerology. I don't know why I went against the 57 and fucking... Oh, my fucking God, man. That's crazy, but whatever. The film Emancipation came out December 9th, and again, the Super Bowl was 65 days after that film came out. They had the Philadelphia actor in the film, Will Smith. And notice Philadelphia 65 like Emancipation. And look, this is all the stuff that I documented. If you guys on Patreon, you guys know this. Emancipation Proclamation. Emancipation Proclamation. You guys notice how Emancipation Proclamation is 113? Think about Patrick Mahomes became 11-3 in the postseason, right? 113. And notice Eagles is 113, right? What else is 113? Well, Chris Berman look at this. He wrote Abe Lincoln's birthday, and they emphasized it in the headlines. Look at this. Abe Lincoln's birthday. Because it has the 113 in it, just like Emancipation Proclamation. 83. There's also 320. Remember that 320 we spoke about? Roman Catholic Church. 320. The people scripting this stuff. The people who scripted the World Series to be played 320 days before the terrorist attacks of 9/11. Look at this. Roman Catholic Church is 193 and 320, just like Abe Lincoln's birthday. That's what they emphasized in the headline when Chris Berman supposedly said what he said on ESPN. Roman Catholic Church are the ones behind all this shit. They were behind the 9/11. They were behind the 2000 World Series. They was behind Super Bowl 57. And they're going to be behind whatever happens on 3/22 of this year. You got to love how Roman Catholic Church is also 104. So you see how they code the number 104 and 113? These people are fucking slick, man. Abe Lincoln's birthday. So yes, if you guys want to call in, somebody text me saying they want to talk. You can call in. The number's on the screen: 646-986-0958. Andy Reid picks up 269 in the Abe Lincoln Bowl. But yeah, so just to close it out, in case nobody calls in, I'll close it out with this. Until us as a community figure out that, or actually notice that we're not sports handicappers, we are actually script decoders, or I don't know what's a better term, ritual exposers, or whatever you want to call it. But our goal should be. All right, let me take this call. Our goal should be to expose the ritual, not so much the outcome of the game. Just my opinion. Hello? Yes, how you doing?
Yeah, hey.
How can I help you?
So you the one who hit my car?
Yes, I did.
Well, you left your phone number on my windshield.
Okay, what do you want to do about it?
Listen, B, you scratched my fender and busted out my taillight.
Okay, what do you want to do about it?
Yes, you did.
I did.
Who your insurance company, B?
Geico.
Yo, don't lie to me.
Actually, it's State Farm.
Then why'd you leave a damn note?
Because for you to call me.
Yo, stop yapping and listen.
What happened?
I'm losing my patience.
All right. Are you gay?
Man, what's wrong with you?
You are gay.
I got your note right here in my own hands.
All right, so this person's phone number is 646.
You've just been pranked by prankdial.com.
This person's phone number is 646-559-6170. All right, we're gonna be pranking you later on today. Yeah, but my insurance company is actually State Farm, and I just finished winning the rigged Super Bowl at the State Farm Stadium. Yeah, that's what these people are worried about. That's why it's true what that person said yesterday. Like, what's the point of doing all this when there's people like that exist in the world? It's people like Frank the Truth Tank that exists. People like those other people over there. Sad. It's a sad day. It's a sad day in America, man. Funny how nobody's disturbed by a photograph like this. They rather prank you. I bet you they won't prank Chris Berman though. Right? Unless you guys don't, if you want to be this person for the rest of your life, let's continue to prank each other and diss each other and disrespect each other. As long as that's continue to happen, you're gonna continue to be this person. And don't think that because you're not this person's skin color that you're not this person. Okay? You don't have to be this person's skin color to be this person. You at home watching this video, you are this person, whether you like it or not. Because you have to wake up tomorrow and go to work. You are this person right here.
Hello, this is Wong from Wong Chinese. I have an order of orange chicken, beef broccoli, a sweet and sour.
Yep. The trolls attacking the truth movement. The trolls. Hello?
What's up, Arthur? Let me turn this down, man. I've been trying to get in contact with you again. I'm hoping that you can at least 5-10 more minutes. I'm trying to put together these notes so I can go over some of the Super Bowl stuff that I kind of wanted to send you, but just not. But like, I'm gonna keep it on the same thing of just enlightening everybody what's going on, other than just numbers and how they're scripting this as well.
All right. When are you planning to do that?
5 more minutes, and I can put together these notes, and I'll call back.
All right, no problem. Yeah. That's what the goal should be. What is the Super? That's my question for you guys. What is the Super Bowl about? What do they have planned for us in the future? What message did they tell us with the outcome of this game? Hello? Hello? Yes.
Hey there. First time caller into your show.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the call. What's going on?
Hey, I'm new to all this, and I've been watching you and some of the other channels.
Okay.
And how soon is it to make a call on next year's Super Bowl?
I don't like, to be honest, I don't like doing it this early. I like to wait until we get some more clues. Like this year, we got the death of.
Can I give you a rundown?
All right, 1 second. So this year we got the death of Len Dawson, who died 172 days before the Super Bowl, and that was a huge clue. We don't even
went down on all that with Len Dawson and Franco. I've been following all that, and
yeah.
we
need clues like that until we can make a determination.
Yeah, well, I got with the Conrad Dobler death today.
All right, go ahead, go for it. Whatever you want, whatever's on your mind.
Are you aware of all that?
I'm not. So I'm gonna give you the floor. Just present your information the way you can.
Conrad Dobler died today.
Okay.
He was age 72. He was drafted in 1972.
What is his name?
And Conrad Dobler, Dobler.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, he died today at the age of 72. Okay.
Died at age 72, and he was drafted in 1972. And have to give credit to the Lobo channel. They talked about the last 5 Super Bowls were connected to the Missouri state teams, St. Louis, and the Kansas City with the $1 billion lawsuit.
You notice he died on 2/13. His name Conrad Dobler is 2/13.
Yeah. He was born, or he died. 2/13/23.
Yeah, but his name is equals 213, like death.
Oh, does it? I didn't catch that. Nice catch.
Yeah,
so
he died on the 1-year anniversary of Super Bowl 58.
Yes.
Well, actually, 1 year before Super Bowl 58. Excuse me.
Yeah. So he was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals, which is connected to the Missouri teams, and he ended his career with the Buffalo Bills.
I'm guessing you like the Bills.
No, I do not.
Okay.
But he was the 5th round draft pick of the St. Louis Cardinals that year, and he was pick number 6. And if you follow what Lobo connected there with the last 5 Super Bowls were the Missouri teams to help pay back that lawsuit. And he was St. Louis. And if you go by, he was the 5th round draft pick, and he was the 6th pick. That's a 56. Who won Super Bowl 56?
The Bucks. No, the Rams.
The Rams. That's the St. Louis. They came from St. Louis. They're now in Los Angeles. But again, that would help pay back Missouri. So I have, as an early prediction, the Rams and the Bills in Super Bowl 58, with the Rams winning.
Okay, wow, okay. All a big tribute to Conrad Dobler.
Yes.
Okay, that works. Because I think Super Bowl 58 will be on his death anniversary.
Right. Which goes with Pete Liskey, who was the first death last year.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Super Bowl 58 will be February 11th. So not 2/13, it'll be 2/11.
Right. Which Pete Liskey was the first death last year, which was he died 1 year before this year's Super Bowl. And he was the first Eagles quarterback to play against the Kansas City Chiefs, which tipped off the Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl.
Okay, and what is your name? So that way we can go back to this video and say that you predicted this.
Call me Topher.
Okay, so you're predicting that the Rams are gonna defeat the Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 58, and a big tribute to Conrad Dobler. Got you. Yeah, but just looking real quick at his he died right after Super Bowl 57. The name Conrad Dobler is 57. He died on 213. His name is also 213, like death. His name is also 666 in Sumerian gematria. And
yeah, there's a lot of information going there with him.
His name
and he was also on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 1977, 7/25, 1977. He was listed as Pro Football's dirtiest player, and this year was the first year in the Pro Bowl they just played flag football. I don't know if they're gonna do something, with violence in football this year as a theme.
How you feel about what I was saying about, trying to predict the tragedies behind the games, like the actual ritual, the things that the games are usually connected to?
I missed the beginning of your show.
Okay.
I tuned in.
So basically, what I was saying is how most people who are in this community are concerned with who's going to win the game, and they're not seeing the big picture. The big picture is that these games are usually connected to a future tragedy or a tragedy that happened already, and I haven't been able to piece together what the tragedy that's going to happen is, how it's connected to yesterday's Super Bowl. But we did see something similar in last year's Super Bowl when the Rams won, and then remember what happened in Ukraine, right? They got invaded by Russia, and the Rams have the Ukraine colors, and Sean McVay's girlfriend is from Ukraine. So clearly, last year's Super Bowl was synced up with the war in Ukraine.
Right.
And that's what they do every year.
Then the sacrificial ram.
Exactly. That's what they do every year. So, but I think our goal should be not so much on who's going to be in the Super Bowl or who's going to win the game. It should be more about what do these people have planned beyond the game.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm new to this. I've always been good with numbers, but I'm also good with the theory, the story behind it as well. So I've been watching not just your channel, but the other channels, Zach and Lobo and a couple others. And
because did you realize that
I'm finding it's more than just the gematria.
It is.
There's a story that's going with it as well.
Exactly. It's more than numbers. It's more than letters. It's a story. They're communicating through the numbers.
And so, I actually picked the score almost exactly for the Super Bowl.
Nice.
I'm an Eagles fan, and I was telling everyone, when Franco died is when I really picked up on this. And I was telling all my Eagles fans that Kansas City's going to win this game. Back then, that was week 16. And like today, everyone hates me. I had to score. I wrote down. We had a Super Bowl party, and I wrote down on a blackboard for everyone. Everyone was predicting the scores, and I had to score 14-24 in a Kobe tribute and a LeBron tribute for a total of 38.
Nice.
For a halftime score.
Oh, nice.
Eagles winning at halftime, and then I had the final score. But I was 1 point off because the Eagles went for 2 instead of 1.
Oh, so you had it like 38, 34?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. For a total of 72 for the Franco Harris Immaculate Reception.
Nice.
The Immaculate Conception. Huh. But we didn't know that we were going to have the DeMar Hamlin Immaculate Resuscitation.
Did you really? You say you're new to the work, so say you missed.
They've been doing it since Franco Harris's death.
Oh yeah, so you're very new to this. But think about the odds that the Yankees ended up playing the Mets in the World Series in the year 2000, the World Series prior to the terrorist attacks of 9/11. They had the two New York teams in the World Series. So
Right.
my thing is this: like, should we be more concerned with the winner of the Yankees and Mets series, or should we be trying to figure out why they have the two New York teams playing each other in the World Series? Because if we are able to accomplish that, we will probably be able to see that they have something planned for the upcoming year, like the 9/11 attacks. Even though this community was not established at that time, but they have done stuff similar to that, like the coronavirus pandemic after Kobe Bryant died. And instead of worrying about if the Lakers are going to win the championship because Kobe died, what we should have been worried about was, why did Kobe get buried in Corona Del Mar? Why was there a coronavirus outbreak in Seattle, Washington? Because the Kobe Bryant death was synced up perfectly with the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh, definitely.
But more people in the community was more concerned with whether or not the Lakers was going to win the NBA championship, and not why is Kobe Bryant being killed on the day that he was.
Yeah. Even though I'm new to this, I've been awake for much longer, but
you get my point. I think
I'm following along with you.
I think we should be more concerned.
You got to
with
get more into the storylines.
Yes, that's
and
what
being
we should.
able to predict. Everyone in this community, everyone is going after the fact it happens.
Exactly.
I'm new. I'm trying to predict what's going to happen based on the storyline.
Exactly. Because the thing is, the storyline, if we can predict the storyline, we can probably warn people about certain tragedies might happen.
What provoked me to call you is I love what you just did with the 322, the Skull and Bones number.
Yeah, because that'll be 38 days after the Super Bowl. The Super Bow's played on.
I love what you just did there.
Yeah, see, that's what we should like that. Like, hopefully nothing happens on that day. But let's say if something does happen that day, and we have the video evidence of how we predicted it, because we've seen a lot of earthquakes by the numbers already. And this this year, I think natural disaster equals 223. If I'm not mistaken, let me just make sure. Natural disaster. What am I doing? I'm misspelled natural. Okay, natural disaster. Natural disaster is 57, like Super Bowl 57. You see, that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But natural disaster is 223. We are in the year 2023. The reflection of 322, right? And look, March 22nd can be written 22/3.
Yes, it can. Look at that.
See, that's what I'm saying. These are the things that we should be trying to figure out.
Trying to pick up on.
Yeah. A natural disaster on March 22nd.
With what I was saying about, I predicted the Eagles Kansas City Super Bowl score, but I was off by the 1 point.
Yeah.
That I really feel that was tied in with Rihanna and her halftime. She did that egg thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
She had the picture of her in her trailers where she was hatching out of an egg. If you look at the picture, she's
that's that's a Masonic ritual. I seen a video of a guy that was breaking it down, how it's all connected to birth, and she was like I think something about he said something about it being like a yolk, something. I forgot what he said.
Like in 2015 at the Met Gala, she had this big yellow dress on where it looked like an omelet. And then she did this before this one where she's like a yolk, like an eagle lays an egg.
Yeah.
And that's what the Eagles did. They laid an egg in the second half. And then she's in red and white. And everyone's saying, well, that's like the Chiefs colors, it's showing she's supporting the Chiefs. But it's really like Rosemary's Baby, like the birth of the Antichrist.
Yeah, but I know exactly what you mean.
You said you do know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean because I saw that same video.
Yeah. I don't know if he talked about the birth of the Antichrist, but that's what the red and white is from that movie, Rosemary's Baby. And that's what the one is. And I think that's why that when you give birth, you add one to the population. And to the score and went to
and
73 instead of 72.
the Eagles player, his wife gave birth. She was 38 weeks pregnant prior to the game. Jason Kelsey?
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife was 38 weeks pregnant prior to the game.
Oh, wow. And 38 is a powerful number for them this year.
It's a number that's synced up with a lot of other things besides the game, you know.
Yeah.
Big 38 ritual with LeBron James, and now the Big 38 ritual in the Super Bowl.
Sure was.
Well, I appreciate you, though, my brother. Thank you for the information that you gave us.
Yep, great talking to you.
All right. Yeah, the trolls, let them have fun. They don't have anything better to do but to troll the people who are trying to make a difference in the world. That's how the devil works. The devil works that way. The devil attacks the people who are trying to make a difference. These people are victims of the devil. They don't even realize it. They're being manipulated by Satan. They want to continue being this guy right here. Hello?
Oh, let me pause you, Arthur. It's Randy. How are you?
Thanks for the call, Randy. What's going on?
Okay, at the core, Lincoln and connection, they're both assassinated. Derek Thomas, I don't know how much you covered this. He died at 33-year-old and 38 days. He's actually in a car crash 2 weeks before he died. Derek Thomas was a Pro Bowler, played 11 seasons with the Chief. It's crazy, man. Let me. I sent some stuff over to you yesterday regarding this guy, but with the 113 and the 311. Let me find it here. And also with Missouri and the fault line, I think it could happen. But so Derek Thomas's date of birth was 1167, and he died on 2/8/2000. It was from a blood clot in his leg. So we got a lot of blood clot stuff going on right now. But that's 33 years, 1 week, or 1 month and 1 day. So you got your 3311. You got another one there. It was also 33 years, 1 month and 17 days. I'm talking about Derek Thomas. His number was 58, which we know next year's Super Bowl. There's some clues here is all I'm saying. Interestingly, from his date of death, Derek Thomas, from 2/8/2000 to 9/11/01 was 83 weeks. It's pretty cool. I mean, as far as your 83/38. And from his date of birth to JFK being offed, it was 3 years, 1 month, 1 week, 3 days. So you got your 3113. And I was saying the 113 and the 311s are every here. And I didn't know what was going to happen all the way to the end. And I really love where you're coming from. It's not about who wins or who doesn't. And through this whole riddle of life. Yeah.
I don't understand, like, how many more natural disasters should we experience in our lifetime before we realize that that's what we should be trying to prevent and expose, instead of and we could do it through the sports game. Instead of trying to predict the winner, let's show people how the games are foreshadowing the natural disasters that are about to happen. Because every year we get a natural disaster, and I'm pretty sure these natural disasters are not the work of Mother Nature. They're not.
No, of course not. The this coming March 22nd, your last caller, it's all skull and bones, man. It's all been about Georgie Boy, or whether it be George Floyd or George H or George H.W. or you know what I mean, George W. And the whole, it is a big 322 thing. Remember, this coming March 22nd is 127 years and 311 days after Prescott Bush's birthday. So again, you have your 127, like the buildings or World War II. You got your 311 or your 11.3, like the pandemic. fast forwarding, JFK gave a speech, his anti-New World Order speech on November 12th, 1963. If you fast forward 322 months to the day, you get 9/11 of 1990, when George H.W. said, we have a real chance at this New World Order, not the law of the jungle, but the rule of this and that. And, so it is absolutely, going back, Prescott Bush, 127 years, which, by the way, his birthday is May 15th, 1895, exactly 123 years before Plate X. And we know 1, 2, 3, obviously that's conspiracy. I just pulled up another 1, 2, 3 too. That was a big clip. Let me just get that. I'm on my phone right now. But please, man, what do you think? What do you think's going on there, man? Because it's obviously, it's pretty obvious. You just can't deny it anymore at this point. I mean, come on. And anybody that wants to is truly living in a fantasy little world. It's either that or none of it's real, Arthur.
Yeah, well, the deaths are real. I'm pretty sure that they're not lying when they said that 10 people were killed after Hurricane Elsa.
No, you're absolutely right. And I mean, the earthquake in Turkey, the buzz, and I don't know. I texted you yesterday. By the numbers, New York had an earthquake yesterday, and so. Again, we can probably find whatever we're looking for, but this stuff these days, these numbers, it only works on the Gregorian calendar. Oh, okay, everybody remembers again what happened in Las Vegas. Fast forward 666 days from October 1st of 2017, you got the California Garlic Festival incident. And wasn't there some guy there whose name was Mason or whatever? He was in like 3 different shootings. One was, come on, man.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And then the next thing you know, the Las Vegas Raiders are getting a new stadium.
Yeah. Oh, here's a goodie. So 1998 divided by 3 is 666. So from October 1st of 2017, when that happened in Vegas, to this coming March 22nd of 223 is 1998 days, or 666 plus 666 plus 666. It's just everywhere. It's all riddled. So it makes me think it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just waiting for someday like the Joe Schmo show. There's somebody say, hey, this isn't really real. Come on, you did great, and because it's just so crazy and how people can't see it and why people are still so greedy and nobody listens to people anymore. They're only preparing what their comeback is to whatever you're saying to defend their beliefs.
You're right. Nailed that. You're right about that 100%. When I talk to people, instead of they don't listen, they're just waiting to. They're just thinking about the next thing to say instead of listening to what I'm trying to tell them. I experience that every day with people, man.
And it's very frustrating. I mean, I know I used to do it all the time too. Quit believing shit. Believe means you don't
know. But
you don't believe, and when you know, you can't unknow. That's just a fact. So, dude, the 58, I found another 75 and a 57, but a connection with what's going on with 58. I'm saying could be a big earthquake in the Midwest. It just kind of ties together, and with the New Madrid fault line, it's like the largest in the United States. It runs right through there. But we'll see. Either way. You're doing good work, Arthur.
Thanks a lot.
You know what? And I got to tell you, too, you didn't defend the fact that you didn't pick the team. That was right. Down to the last minute, I couldn't have told you either way. But when it all came together...
you're right. Even when the Chiefs had the 3-point lead and there was like 4 seconds left, I still didn't know who was going to win the game.
I know.
That's how tight that riddle was. Even when because I thought, you know what I thought? I thought the Eagles I thought Jalen Hurts was gonna get that Hail Mary. I'm like, watch some bullshit happen, because until the end of the game, I was just confused, because I'm like, yo, this is one of the tightest riddles that I've ever had to decode, and I'm pretty sure that the intelligent people in the community agree with me. It's only the trolls that don't understand.
You can't, like you said, any dog can sniff out or get a 50-50 chance on a win. But I mean, with the score being, I thought it was going to be 33-38 to match 33 years and 38 days that Derek Thomas was alive. But the 35 makes sense too. And like your previous caller that had it. But know this, it's all connected. And you know this. So the 311 and the 113 and the Kobe and going all the, I mean, with Elvis Presley being born exactly 311 weeks before Fauci and all this shit. There's a reason why they like that number. What's that?
And then the pandemic being on 311.
Exactly. Yeah. And then from 9/11 to 3/11/20, the
222 months.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs picked up the 222nd win that same year that the pandemic happened on 2/22. 2/22. 2/22. 2/22. 2020, February 2nd.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a big number with the coronavirus and order out of chaos.
But
that's what I'm trying to show people, man. That's what this whole live stream has been about. Is like, again, think about that too. When the first time the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in 2020 after Kobe died, that Super Bowl was synced up with the coronavirus pandemic as well.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when we need to be figured out. Like, it's not about who wins. Like, why are the Chiefs playing the 49ers in the Super Bowl? Why is Andy Reid picking up his 222nd win? What's up with that number 222? What does it connect to? Oh, it's an order out of chaos number. Oh, okay. So what's going to happen 222 months after September 11th? You see, if we were doing the research that way, we would have predicted 311, and we would have been prepared before they came out and told us about us having to stay at home for the next year. You know?
Yeah, and we don't even, but I know one thing, we all, whether we like it or not, we've all changed the way we think, feel, and operate and everything from this whole change. So our perception at least has changed, but as far as everything else.
You remember, I don't know if this was like, I think people forget how evil 2020 actually was. Like, think about all the stuff that they made us put up with. Like, you go to the store, you had to line up outside no matter what the weather was. I don't think people remember 2020 because I don't understand how people like put up with that shit and are not like outraged by all of it. Like, they used to make us stand outside of the store for hours just to go inside and make a purchase at every single store. So like if you go outside and go to the supermarket, you have to stand outside for like 40 minutes. And then they say you have to go to the pharmacy. You have to stand outside on the line 6 feet from everybody. They made us do this at every single store. You go to the bank, same thing. You go to the hospital, the same thing. They had us living like fucking animals.
And we did it.
And we did it. And no, I don't understand why people are not outraged by that shit.
I don't know, man, because it's a little bit at a time. And next thing you know, it's a little bit at a time. They are so methodical, whomever they are, if there is a they. I mean, literally, the script has to be written by some type of a computer program. There's no way all these numbers can, no freaking way. There's no mathematical way. It's just not possible.
Well, they all, don't underestimate the intelligence of people, but I do think that's why they created the computer. The computer is definitely smarter than the man. But what I'm saying is, like, how is it that people put up with 2020 and then now, just think about it, like, now we don't even hear nothing about coronavirus in the news. Like, you don't hear nothing about that shit anymore. But yeah, people still, they put up with all the shit that they made us go through in 2020, man. Like, like sometimes here in New York City, the weather was, because remember it happened around March, so it was still cold in March. Mm-hmm. So sometimes the weather would be like 30 degrees. So imagine having to stand outside with gloves and a mask on for 40 minutes just to be able to go inside and make a purchase. And now after you done going to the pharmacy, now you got to go to a supermarket. Now you got to go to the bank. Now you got to go to all these other places. By the time you get home, you don't even feel like going back outside ever again. Because you don't want to go back and do that line. And people did that for months and months and months. And then guess what they did? Then eventually they say, you know what? Now you can't go outside at all.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And then it came to vax or mask. That was Biden's thing. When they gave us that liberty where you could remove your muzzle and the whole thing is just crazy how everybody just fell right in line and followed along when in fact, I mean, a lot of people, if enough people would have just said, no, I don't think so, it would have been over. It would have been over because truly nobody rules when no one obeys. It doesn't have to be anarchy or war or riots. Just quit participating, flip them off. Fuck you. I don't need.
And that's
this
what eventually
stuff.
happened. Because eventually people just started realizing like, oh, this shit doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then I think that's why eventually they said, you know what, you don't have to wear it anymore. You don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to line up outside anymore. Because I think if people would have kept complying, this stuff would have still been going on today. I think if you remember when there was the police kept like beating people up and arresting people for not wearing a mask.
I do. Yeah, I saw
a lot of stuff was happening with the cops. A lot of altercations happened, and that's when they said eventually you know what, just whatever. You don't want to wear it, don't wear it. Because people was not complying. People was like, I'm not wearing that shit. You can't make me. And then there was fighting cops. People was catching charges. Cops was getting hurt. You know what? And that's when they say, you know what, we got to change this shit around because people are not putting up with it. That's what needs to happen for all this stuff to change, man.
Yeah, we better roll it back a little bit. They're waking up or they're getting a little too smart. It's like the movie A Bug's Life for ants. I think it's in both of them. But if these ants ever figure out they outnumber us 1,000 to 1, we're done or whatever. And it just goes back to that. But no, we'll just continue being abused and mistreated and mocked and all that. We just got to stand up and say, I'm mad as hell and not take it anymore. Like the network show, from whatever it was, 1973, I think, or that TV show. But in the meantime, keep doing your great work, man. Keep your chin up and keep plowing ahead. And, just one thing I got to say, Arthur, you don't let anybody really get in your way. So, and you were wrong on your pick. So what? You owned it. You didn't try to explain why. Who could have figured it out? Some people got lucky. Whatever.
But this is the thing about the people that follow this work, right? Like the thing about the Super Bowl is this is what I've noticed because I didn't just start doing this. I've been doing this for a while now. Like you can make 20 wrong predictions in the playoffs, but eventually if you get the Super Bowl correct, then people look at you like, oh, you know what you're doing. Like nobody like. The entire playoffs, I nailed almost every single game correct. We had the Chiefs and the Eagles to play each other back in October, but none of that really matters. And that's part of that. That's all part of the programming too. But the moment the Super Bowl comes around, like it doesn't matter that same day we nailed the coin toss. That doesn't matter. We made money before the game was even played. The moment they flipped the coin, all of my patrons made money, and I have the proof to show it. Because we had tails, and then that coin toss took like 5 seconds to flip. Boom, everybody made money, right? But the minute the game was over and the Eagles lost, that's what everybody wants to attack and remind us about. Everybody wants to remind me why I had the Eagles and not the Chiefs. But they don't bring up who I had in October. They don't bring up who I had during the playoffs. They don't remind me of who I had last year. None of that stuff matters. And that's all. And that's part of the programming. That's called being a fan of these leagues. Because that's how they make us behave. They make us behave like fans.
Exactly.
They make us root for these people and say, oh, my team is better than yours. Your team is better than mine. And the people in this community are brainwashed by that.
Totally.
They think that's what it's about. They think it's about you got it right, I got it wrong. Oh, you got it right. You don't know what you're doing. Like if you saw all the live streams that I did, and somebody was telling me like, "Yo, Arthur, this is not a good look. You keep switching your pick. This is not a good look for you." And I said, "You know what?
Tough one to call, man. It was not obvious."
I told the person in the live stream, I said, "You know what? I don't have anything to prove. I'm probably gonna get it right because I keep switching it. I know I'm gonna get it right because I like both teams. I wanted both teams to win." I wanted it to be a 38-38 the tie. First tie in NFL history. Because that's how tight the riddle was. The riddle was that tight where anybody could have won. Of course, somebody had to win. Somebody had to be wrong. But that's like the least thing that I'm worried about. What I'm trying to expose is how it was an Abraham Lincoln tribute, how they was paying tribute to slavery. Like Chris Berman just confirmed to us. People mocked me and said that my Abraham Lincoln connection to the Super Bowl was silly. It was stupid. It had nothing to do with Abraham Lincoln. That's how stupid people are.
Dude, no, it was right on, but it with these riddles because Kennedy and Lincoln, and the deal. Lincoln or Kennedy was killed in a Lincoln, and Lincoln was killed in the Kennedy Theater, and they were both assassinated. And the dates of Derek Thomas and number 58 that was retired in his 11 seasons, but all this is being done, or at least the information is being put out there. I lived in Kansas City. I remember the day when Derek Thomas got in that accident. I'm like, oh my gosh, and it was him and Marcus Allen, and I mean all the hot dogs. That's the year when Joe Montana was there, all in Kansas City, and of course I believed in everything then. So yeah.
Yeah, but this it's like, okay, you could put out two teams in the beginning of the season and get that wrong. Then the playoffs start, you could get the whole playoff wrong, and then eventually you'll get to two teams, and then let's say you get lucky and pick the right one. Oh my gosh, let me go disrespect the guy that was perfect throughout the entire playoffs. The guy who predicted this back in October that these two teams are going to play each other. Let me go disrespect that guy because I was I got the Super Bowl right. The Super Bowl picking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl paid plus 100, which means if you bet $100, you win $100. That's it. That's all you. That's what you get for predicting the Super Bowl correct. Predicting the Super Bowl correct was not rewarding from a gambling standpoint, unless you took them at halftime, which a lot of people probably didn't. They was down by 10 points. But if you took them in the beginning of the game, there was a plus 100. So even if we look at it from a money standpoint, it wasn't that rewarding. You know what was rewarding? Picking the Philadelphia Eagles to win the NFC back in October. That's where the money was. And my Patreons made money with that because we had that in October. And we also had the Chiefs, and we also gave out another narrative. I said if it's not the Chiefs, then it'll probably be the Jaguars. And I don't come on here. I don't try to mislead anybody. I don't try to lie to people and say, "Oh, we knew the Chiefs was gonna win." No, I did like the Chiefs, but I didn't like the Chiefs over the Eagles, and I still don't. I still think that my Civil War narrative made more sense to me. Well, looking at it from an American standpoint, why would they have the Indians beat the American team? I've never seen that.
Right, I know the Native Americans where we came.
Yeah, the Eagles are representation of America.
Of them.
Because with my experience doing this stuff, like every time, like if you think about it, they do this through all kind of sports, even in baseball, right? Baseball, they got the Indians versus the Yankees. The Yankees always kill the Indians in the World Series or in the playoffs, whatever. Yeah, in the playoffs, they always kill the Indians. Yankees, Indians. You guys don't see that? The Redskins, right? The Redskins always losing to the Patriots. And I should have looked at it was, Jalen Hurts only lost to two teams this year. He lost to the Commanders and he lost to the Chiefs, the two Native American teams. The Commanders used to be the Redskins. That's what I should have also considered. But
who would have thought? Because there's so many angles.
There's so many angles.
It's easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So, great job. I think you're awesome. And, the fact that what's going on really does bother you in a human way versus just an angry, it is pathetic what's going on. But
no, the thing is, my goal is to really like wow, I don't know why I can't get inside people's brains and like oh, wake up, yo, this shit is not important, man. Like, why you care so much about the fucking Super Bowl? You're just like the rest of them. You care about the Super Bowl because why? Because Rihanna's performing. Like, what's the difference between the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship game? There's no difference. Like, what's the difference between the winner of the Super Bowl and predicting what's the difference between predicting the winner of the Super Bowl and predicting the winner predicting the heads or tails? Like, there's no difference between that.
There's no difference. There is no difference.
Like, so I get the Eagles. I get the Eagles wrong, but I get the coin toss right. But the coin toss, nobody talks about that. You get the same amount of money by predicting the coin toss that you get by predicting the winner of the game. It's the same thing.
I didn't know.
Yeah, the coin toss is negative 100, negative 104, something like that. You bet 100, you'll make like $96. You get the same amount of money betting on the coin toss that you do betting on the winner of the game. But what I'm saying is, what we should be focusing on is predicting and decoding what the ritual is. What is all synced up with? What is the storyline? What are they connecting it to? What are they trying to communicate to us? That's what our job should be.
All
We
right,
are
hey,
not
dude,
sports
I'm gonna
handicappers.
Go back to watching it because I can't hear you. You might have hit me out. So
Say again. What? I don't know what happened, but yeah. So no, we should be focused on other things, man. I don't get it, man. These people care about the fucking Super Bowl. We are really we are lost. We are a lost community, man. Wow, this shit is crazy. Like, I don't know what it's gonna take, man. I don't know what it's gonna take. No, you know what it is, Steve. Even though I appreciate that guy, he was kind of decent. He was kind of a decent person to talk to, but what I didn't like about him, he goes, "Oh, the Super Bowl, yeah, even though you got it wrong, try to like throw it in my face and shit, like my man, like who gives a fuck who got it right or wrong, my man? Did you put out any whatever, man? These people they don't get it. Hello?
Hello. Hey, Arthur, you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know, did you see that ESPN article that just came out? It said the Super Bowl had the third most watched Super Bowl in history, had 113 million viewers.
Yep, Emancipation Proclamation 113.
Yeah, the whole 11-3 with Patrick Mahomes and everything. Uncle that they put that out there. And then if you type it in the calculator, third most watched, and full reduction is 57 for Super Bowl 57. If you spell out third, it equals 73, like 73 total points. It's just crazy how they just put it in your face like that. I know you're talking about trying to figure other things out, in the world and everything. And I'm listening to you on live stream, preaching and everything. And I'm with you, man. I really am. Like I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't watch one play of the whole entire game. I don't think I've watched one play of this entire season. Like, I don't really care about the game. Like I said, there's certain games that I bet on, but I don't watch any of the crap. And like I said, I was out making money working during the game, while everybody was at home zoned in. It's just crazy how much they control you. And when I was at work, you're just sitting there. I was door dashing at the time, and it's crazy just to see how much, they suck you into that TV. It just reminds you of 9/11, how everyone's just zoned in on the TV, and, they're not paying attention to reality, and they're just making their world around. It's just crazy, what I'm saying, how much they control you.
Like, it reminds me of that George Bush video where he's in the classroom while 9/11 is happening, and all the kids are screaming out, plane, hit, steal. You ever seen that footage?
I've never seen that, no.
Yeah, so you remember when the terrorist attacks happened and then the guy went up to President Bush and whispered in his ear? It was a famous video out there where he's sitting in the classroom on 9/11, the morning of 9/11.
Oh, yeah. And I told him what happened?
Yeah. You know what the kids were saying at that time?
No.
That the teacher was making them say plane, and then they'll repeat plane. Then the teacher would say still, still. And then the kids would say still. And then say hit. And the kids would say hit. And then that's what that video was about. The kids were saying plane must hit still. Plane must hit still.
Wow.
So those kids were, participating in a ritual without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the sports fans.
And I've been around the community for a few years, and I'm gonna be honest, it's hard. I wouldn't say trying to convert people or trying to awaken people, but it's just super difficult, and it takes a lot of energy to put that into individuals. I mean, clearly, me myself, I've given up hope on some people. Like I said, there's people out there that think like the coronavirus is fixed and everything, which they're right about that, but then they don't believe a sports game's rigged. And it's just like, how can you believe one but not the other? There's people like, I guess you could say like half woke or whatever, however, whatever you call it. But it really is like to a certain degree where it's just like, it just makes me feel like, damn, are we in a really is the community really that small? You know what I'm saying? And I know we're trying to grow it and open more eyes, but it's frustrating because it's like, me myself, I've talked to maybe 15, 20 people that I've known over the years, close people too. And they're always, it's crazy how much they back up what they see. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like on their side at all times. It's
at
like
all times, it doesn't even matter when the actual players come out and tell them like, "Oh, this shit is scripted."
Yeah, it's like you don't even believe me, and you've known me your whole life, and you haven't even met any person on TV that you're, defending. But yet,
yep. That's the crazy part.
That's crazy, and that's where the whole mind control shit comes into, and it's like, man, these people are really that fucked up.
That's exactly, you see, everything that you're saying is what this video is about. That's the message that I've been trying to communicate from the beginning of this video. Even the people in this community too. You also got to include those people. Like these people, we're here trying to expose the cabal and the people that are doing all this stuff to us. And what we getting from our own people like are bashing us because, we didn't get a game right or whatever reason. But they find whatever reason to bash us. And we're the good guys. We're the ones trying to expose the evilness.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's the thing when you try to. I mean, so not everybody in the community is knowledgeable enough to teach it to someone else in a way. Like you were in school, everything was spoon fed to you really slow over 12 years. But at the same time, it's like you try to spit game to somebody or teach somebody something. They only give you like 5 seconds of their attention. It's like, bro, like pay attention. Like, come on, like, I'm trying to really show you what the fuck's going on in the world. Like, I'm trying to wake you up in a way so you can understand what's going on. But like, they just don't give a fuck. And it's like, why should I give a fuck if you don't give a fuck? And it's just like, sorry for cursing, but yeah, it's just like,
no,
man.
I feel everything you're saying. You're on point, man.
It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. You don't know how many people I've walked, like close people, Arthur, close people, like straight blood to me too. And they just won't believe it. And they won't, I wouldn't say believe it, but they just don't want to hear it. It's just like, what the hell? It's like, why don't you even want to hear what I have to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't come off in that way where it's like, I'm some type of like bad dude or nothing like that. Like, I'm coming off gentle, nice, trying to communicate with them, tell them what's going on, but they just don't want to hear it,
Yep, that's the struggle we are in, man.
But also back to the Super Bowl. I'm not trying to not talk too much about it, but
talk anything. I don't care, but whatever you want to say, you can say it.
Yeah, the Chiefs scored. I had called about the Travis Kelce brothers a few videos back when we were trying to put everything together.
I remember you saying that the Super Bowl could be one of their birthdays is the day that the World Series ended.
Yep. And going back to it, because I was talking about the final score and everything, trying to figure that out. I mean, obviously, that was a really long shot. I didn't even bet on it. I didn't look too much into it. But yeah, anyways, the Chiefs ended up scoring 38 points. And now the Chiefs have 111 points in the Super Bowl all time, connecting back, like I said, to the Queen Elizabeth, born on the 111th day. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 111. There's a lot of 111 connections. And like I said, I've been seeing that number a lot. And then, like I said, next year is going to be Super Bowl 58, which has a LVIII. So I didn't know if maybe there could be a connection with that. But like I said, that 111 does look strong, even though the 38 has been playing a lot the last, 3 weeks. But, I mean, that 111 is always there, I feel like. But I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's a big number.
Yeah, and I think the Eagles are on 107 points after the Super Bowl now. So I don't know any 107 connections, but yeah, it's just crazy that was the third most watched Super Bowl with 113 million views. and these people just, you know, and they're happy to see that stuff too. They're, oh my God, it's the third most watched Super Bowl. It's like, you guys just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just shows you that's making them happy, not us happy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, we controlled 113 million people at that time of the day, and that, how long of that?
For 3 hours.
You just
4 hours.
No.
Well,
a normal game's about 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah,
so
but you gotta understand. A lot of these fans, they watch the pregame. They spend the entire Sunday just watching the pregame and watching the postgame. They spend the entire day watching football.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to like get through to people. It's like you commit your whole fucking, like, I guarantee you millions of people committed their whole entire day to the Super Bowl. Like, I was going places delivering food and shit. There was places that weren't serving food to anybody else because you didn't have a Super Bowl order. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. But it's just crazy how much they control us into this matrix, into this world of what they want to perceive as real, you know? And it's like, it's just crazy how no one wants to wake up and see it.
And just think about what they did at the Grammys. Think about how satanic that was.
Yeah.
The guy that sings Unholy. What's his guy's name? Sam Smith. Man, Sam Smith.
Okay, yeah.
Think about his Grammys performance, man. Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh, man. It's the most sixes. Yeah, he came out with transsexuals. They were all dressed in red. It was just in your type, like they trying to make this stuff look like acceptable. They want people. They put all this demonic stuff in people's face so they can accept it. All these women that you guys see right here, these are actually men. These are all transsexuals. Stuff is just weird.
One thing I want to say, I don't mean to offend anybody bisexual. I don't mean to, talk bad on anybody that's gay or homophobic or anything like that. But I do believe that they do promote, gay people for population control. They want more people to be gay so they can control the population. If you're gay, you can't have a baby unless you, get sperm put inside of you or, other things.
Oh, if you're gay, how can you can't? Well, unless you're a female, but two men.
That's what I'm saying.
Men cannot reproduce.
2 men couldn't. Yeah, I'm saying females too. I mean, they're not just targeting men. I mean, yeah, they're trying to make men more feminine, and I've seen that increase a lot over the years. They're bringing out people like that one guy with the song with the cow. He's dance. I don't know what the fuck, the little stupid dance where he's like, Little Nas X, that little one.
Yeah. Yep. Another homo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're promoting this stuff, trying to make it seem more like Sam Smith. They're trying to promote these guys and make it seem normal. And they're trying to, I think with the new generation, they're trying to make them feel like, oh, you can be yourself, but yet here's all this influence of gay people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't mean to offend anyone gay. Like I said, I have no problem with gay people at all. But like I said, it's just crazy how much they put this stuff in your face and no one sees. Everyone just thinks like, oh, I'm going to be whoever I want to be. But yet they've had influence. They just don't know it. You know what I'm saying?
Sad. It's sad. It's a sad day, man. It's a sad day. And then when you tell one of these people that's not normal, they want to fight with you. They want to argue with you. Which is like, man, there's no getting through these people. The TV has way more power than we'll ever have.
And one thing I tell my brother-in-law all the time, I says, I'm done buying designer shit. I mean, these companies are filthy rich with people that are owned by people that are filthy rich and controlling us. So why go out and spend $100 on a Nike jacket? Nike don't need no more money. Adidas don't need no more money. Support your friends, support your family, support people that are entrepreneurs.
That's what I'll be trying to tell. Like think about it. Like I'll do like 7 live streams. I'll do like 7 live streams a week, right? And you guys won't see a single super. Like every now and then you'll see a super chat, but I got over 500 or maybe it's more. I got like 600 videos. I probably gotten like 5 or 6 super chats ever, I think. And I'm not even exaggerating. I think it's been less than 10 super chats ever, right? Over 500 videos. But then you go to any of these other channels that are putting out nonsense, and you see like the super chats will say like $300, $400, $600, $700, and I'm like, yo, What the fuck? You guys are promoting the people who are lying to you, but then channels like this you don't promote. Instead, what you do is you troll it. you disrespected. Like the guy that just called, he's saying a whole bunch of nice things. Like, oh, you're doing great work, but even though you got the Super Bowl wrong, it's just like, man, you gotta just throw in a little slick shot, right? Because that's what this community is about, and that's what the programming has done to us. It made us hate each other and love them, hate each other and praise them, because they're the ones that's doing it right. We're the ones that's crazy. We're the tinfoil hats, the conspiracy theorists, the weirdos, the crazy guys. Hate each other. Hate the guy that looks like you that's trying to make a difference, and love us, the athletes. I bet you if Patrick Mahomes was doing this live stream, you'll have way more people in here because people want to hear what Patrick Mahomes has to say.
Yep.
Like if this live stream was featuring Patrick Mahomes, how much people you think will be watching this live stream right now?
Millions.
Yep, exactly.
But and I also seen an article on the news a few weeks back before the Super Bowl. They were talking about how much it costs for an average couple, two people, to go to the Super Bowl. I think they said for flight, food, hotel, everything included, it turned out to be about to be $18,000 for two people. Like, think about that. That's $9,000 for one individual to go see a rigged football game. But yeah, you can't spend a dime on someone close to you on a, you know what I'm saying, someone's businesses. You can't lend someone $500 to start a business or help your grandma out or anything. But you want to spend and that's not including people that went to go see the Super Bowl. I'm talking about people at home too. You spend all day and you spend all that money on that whole day to get food for everybody to come over and get drinks and watch the game. And you spend all this. Imagine how much money people spent yesterday. It ain't just about the views. It's about the money.
Not even that. Just think about how much money people spent on food. Just the food. Just the food. Like not even the. Just the food. Yeah, just the food. Just the food. Like the people at home, people spend money on that's why all these commercials at halftime are Doritos, are Bud Light, because that's what people are consuming that day.
Because they know that people see this shit and they're gonna come buy this shit.
They be like, it's Super Bowl Sunday, let's get the snacks, and they got the whole table full of snacks promoting their companies. That's why these companies don't care about spending
the fucking
$30 million on a commercial.
Merchandise. Yeah, stop spending if you're trying to really make money in this community, trying to figure things out and stuff, why are you spending money, and spending it to them? Why are you giving it back to them? You know what I'm saying? You should be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to beat them and make money. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're also trying to open eyes and open everybody else up to what's really going on. That's what's most important, but it's just crazy how much control they have over us, over our money, over our minds, over our bodies, over everything.
And then, but the thing that really disturbs me is that the people who are so called awake behave the same way that the sheep do.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
Like, how is it that me and you are two mathematicians, right? And we're trying to solve a math problem together. And then one of us gets the math problem wrong. Why would me, being a mathematician, knowing how hard it is, disrespect you, who also is trying to solve the math problem?
Right.
That doesn't make sense. Two mathematicians should be on the same page, trying to work together, trying to figure it out. Yeah, and that's what I thought this community was about. But this community is not about that.
Just using that example. I mean, I was good in math growing up. I wasn't like, I could get away with numbers here and there. But at the end of the day, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But
no, you saying you was good at math and
oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say after that. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, but let me just somebody else called in. I want to see if somebody else wants to talk. Cause
all right, Arthur. Yeah, I appreciate you letting me get in here. Hey, keep up the good work. Hey, fuck all the haters. Keep putting up the good content.
Yeah, the haters are never. The haters are part of this community. They'll never go away.
All right. Yeah. Hey, have a good night, Arthur.
All right. Oh yeah, Discerning King. You didn't have to do that. Oh man, Discerning King. You already support me on Patreon, my brother. I appreciate you, but I was just saying because there's people who don't support me, who never supported me. Like I don't get why they don't support this work. They don't support what we're trying to do. Like Another reason I wanted the Eagles to win is because I wanted to travel to Philadelphia. So I was really rooting for the Eagles. I wanted the Eagles to win because Philadelphia is way closer to me than Kansas City. I did travel to Kansas City 3 years ago, but I'm not going there this year. That was too much. Yeah, let me call this person. Hello?
Hey, what's up, Arthur?
What's going on, my brother?
Hey, I just found something. I really like that read you had on the Eagles. It's very solid. But I found something that I don't know if you follow Chinese astrology.
I know about it, but I don't consider it when I'm doing the decode.
Okay, so this is something maybe for future decalls. So I was doing some research and I noticed that the Kansas City Chiefs were founded on August 14, 1959, and that falls within the rabbit year. And this year is also a rabbit year. And the color is like their favorite color is red, and the red. Geez. So I just thought put that. So they won they were founded on the rabbit year, and they won their championship on the rabbit year.
The Chiefs, huh?
Yes, look it up. Check it out.
$1959.
Yeah, established, founded, and also it's the same thing on Wikipedia.
I'm seeing that 1950. Actually, I put 1950. You might be right.
Well,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was actually Year of the Pig.
Well, look it up on Wikipedia. It'll say history of Kansas City. It says established on 1959.
Yeah, 1959 was Year of the Pig.
Are you sure it was not the year of the rabbit? It says here, year of the rabbit. It's from. You have to be careful because it says year 1959. Let me see right here. It was the year of the pig. I thought it was. Let me see. Okay, 11 February. Okay, yeah, I got it wrong. I thought it was it's 2050. Oh, I got it wrong. I thought it was 1959. It was 2059. Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Have a good one. All right. If the phone line is open, if you guys want to call in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somebody wrote to me on Instagram that they believe that the reason the Chris Bermans of the world are saying stuff like this is because of the community. They think the person is saying that they are on to us, and this is how they're mocking us, and I don't disagree with that. Because why would Chris Berman say that? Oh, Finley's on Abe Lincoln birthday, and have all the guys laugh. Like let's watch it together. Look at this shit.
Also, of course, two African-American quarterbacks starting against each other in the Super Bowl for the first time, fittingly. February 12th is Abe Lincoln's birthday. Here we go with the highlights in case you missed it.
It's going to take a little while.
Well, it was worth the wait. Chiefs, Eagles. Also,
This is like the big. That has to be like the biggest slap in the history of decoding. Like they really slapped us in the face with that. Well, they slapped everybody in the face. If you're a person of color, this is how these people feel about you. It was long to wait. A fucking league that's fucking full of black people never had two black quarterbacks face each other.
Two African-American quarterbacks starting against each other in the Super Bowl for the first time, fittingly, February 12th, the same Lincoln's birthday. Here we go with the highlights in case
Some crazy stuff, man. Somebody says, "Do I have subscribers on my parlay tier?" Yeah, there's about 10 people there. Exactly. What does he gain by bringing up Abraham Lincoln? He had no reason to say that. Hello?
Hey, it's Topher. I'm calling back again. I was the guy with the prediction for the Rams over the.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to call back and, we're talking about the themes.
Okay.
I just wanted to go over it. First off, I just want to thank the community. I just want to say, I can't do it really on paper, the gematria, and, I got to use the websites, and, it's really because of you and, the other sites that, beginner's luck, really, why I was able to pick the score. So I'm not really bragging or anything. And I know the caller after me, you got a little upset at him because, he was saying you picked the game wrong. So I hope you don't have those feelings on me for that too.
No, look, I'm like, I don't care about getting right or wrong. Like I'm always get stuff.
You shouldn't.
You're like,
teaching.
The thing is, that gets me upset is that these people who don't contribute anything have an opinion. Like the only people, like there's a few people in this community that if they say something to me, I would respect it and but these people, those people will never say something to me because those are the intelligent people. Like let's say like the guy named Topsy who calls my show a lot. Like if he was to criticize me, I will listen to him because he knows how to do the work and he's not a troll. Like people like J Ross, a guy named J Ross 1998 who's also a decoder. Somebody like him calls me out, I will listen to him. But people who don't know how to do this work, who don't contribute anything, I made multiple live streams before the Super Bowl was played. I did a live stream 12 days ago. I did like 4 live streams after that, and I did the same thing I'm doing now. I opened up the phone lines, and I said, you know what? I need your help. That's the first thing I said. I said I need the community's help because this is one of the most difficult Super Bowls that I've ever had to decode. So I'm doing a live stream because I want you guys to help me out with this because I'm not able to figure this shit out on my own.
Well, can I give you a little help on how I was able to predict it?
What the Super Bowl that ended? I mean it's fine. You predicted the Chiefs. So what? The thing is, how do we move forward now?
Yeah. Well, can I give you how I was able to do it with the storyline?
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Tell us.
Just with when the Eagles got to Arizona, their first practice, Lane Johnson wanted to play Creed's. He sang Creed's "Arms Wide Open." And then he asked Coach Sirianni to play more Creed music, and they did Creed's My Sacrifice. And like, are you kidding me? They don't play Creed music. They always play Meek Mill. What's going on? That's just like off script. And then Creed movie, Creed 3's coming out. And you think Apollo Creed, the Rocky movies. But you got My Sacrifice. And this whole thing is about the Queen dying on the first day of the season. This is about the changeover from the Queen to King Charles. So that you have Abraham Lincoln and you have MLK. So you have Abraham Lincoln, Lincoln Financial Field, the Civil War, you have that whole theme. You have MLK, Let Freedom Ring, the Liberty Bell. Both of them were assassinated. You have My Sacrifice. You have King Charles. You had DeMar Hamlin, Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Queen Cities. You had the Immaculate Conception. That was the Virgin Mary's birth, the first day of the season. You had the Immaculate Reception, 1972. You had the Immaculate Resuscitation, DeMar Hamlin. King Charles gets coronated on 5/6/57. He gets coronated one day before the Super Bowl.
And that's how you was able to determine that the Kansas City Chiefs was going to win?
Yes.
Okay.
You had the balloon going from Montana.
Did you notice that Andy Reid picked up his 269th career win on the day with 57 numerology in Super Bowl 57 in the Abe Lincoln Bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was about a sacrifice. MLK, Abraham Lincoln being sacrificed.
So let me ask you something.
The king and royalty are still in charge of this country.
Let me ask you something. Did you notice anything in the Eagles side that could have went against that?
Oh, there were lots of things.
Okay.
But I think they were the sucker men. And I'm not trying to insult you.
No, I don't. You can't listen. Let me repeat myself.
I'm looking at this as
hold on. Let me repeat myself. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can. I appreciate that. Hold on. Let me just say something. There's nothing that you can say that's gonna do anything to me. Like nothing you can say. Like you have to understand like the stuff that I've done already. Like.
People listening might think I'm I'm new to this, so I expect to be called a clown or anything. This is just like somebody brand new, like new eyes looking at this. It's like when somebody walks into a room and like, oh, I've been looking for this all day. Oh, there it is. You know, that's. I got you. And then you do if you figured it out, great work. But unfortunately we didn't hear about you until the Super Bowl was over, so that's why it's kind of hard for me to believe anything that you're saying. But listen, if you predicted it, then congratulations. I need you to just hold on. Let me finish my thought because we both talking at the same time. Just hold on. Yeah. The thing is, like, I appreciate you. You called it. Congratulations to you. But you're calling us after the fact. You know, I did 4 live streams before today, and I asked for people like you to call in, and you didn't call in, so it doesn't really matter now. The game is over. You got it right. The Chiefs won. Congratulations. I hope you made a lot of money. I hope you do something useful with that money. Now, the thing is, how do we move forward now? Well, I'm hoping to get into this more. Okay, so what are we planning to do with all the money that you made? What are you planning to do to change the world? I'm not a bettor or anything, and that's why. Okay, that's why I called with my first prediction for the new Super Bowl. Okay, well, if you're not a bettor, then you shouldn't care about who wins the game. You shouldn't watch the game at all if you're not a bettor. You don't even care about the game. Who cares? The only reason we decode the game is because so many people are paying attention to it. That it's a good opportunity to us to spread the knowledge. But I don't give a fuck about the games because guess what? Remember when March 11th? Why you keep talking over? Just hold on. Remember when March 11, 2020 happened? There was no games. All the games was canceled. And we were still putting out the work. So they can take away the games just like how they give us the games. The games are just temporary. They could come out tomorrow and say that there's a pandemic going on and we have to cancel all the sports games again. Worrying about Super Bowl 58. Who gives a fuck? I don't care about Super Bowl 58. Y'all not getting the fucking point, man. We shouldn't be caring about these fucking games, man. Y'all don't get it? Y'all don't fucking get it, man. Oh, I predicted the Chiefs because, you know, this and 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 this. So fucking what, man? Now what? Now what do we do now? Damn, yo. Oh, let me tell you how I predicted it. I predicted this shit fucking in October. Who gives a fuck? So fucking what? It was easy to see that the Eagles was going to be in the Super Bowl. Jalen Alexander Hurts equals 212. So fucking what? Now how do we predict what's going to happen after this? How do we change this shit? How do we end it? Are you willing to gather up with me? Are you willing to meet up with me somewhere and pound some pavement? No, you're not.
Because look what happened last September 11th. Only 20 people came out. I was fucking screaming out of my fucking, my fucking, I couldn't even fucking talk screaming my fucking lungs out on that day. I woke up like at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning to pound some pavement, waking people up like, oh, come on, it's 9/11, nobody was fucking listening. Nobody came out with me that day. So what the fuck? You worrying about Super Bowl 58? Hello?
Hold on. Hey, this is Twan again, man. What's up, Poppy?
What's going on?
I mean, I hope you remember. I was the one, and see, I hear what you're saying about a lot of people calling in after the fact. That to me, I'm watching you, I'm getting mad with you. I'm like, wait, where were you guys like?
Yo, how many live streams did I do before the Super Bowl was played?
I think you did about 20. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, like I did. I was like, listen, did I not say, listen, I need your help on the Super Bowl. This Super Bowl is fucking difficult. Can you guys help me with this shit? Because I know people want to make money off it. Let's make some money out of it. So help me. But what do you guys see? And there were people who called in and gave us some great notes.
You're right.
But most of the people who are calling now, I never even heard of these people.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, I would say like a lot of them, and no disrespect to you guys, I get it, and I'm sure they're happy. I get it, but I'm like you. What do we do after this? But yeah, I hear you, and I congratulate every one of you guys. I hope that you guys get better at this. A lot of you guys that did win, I hope that you, like I said, pay it forward. I mean, I watch Arthur a whole lot, and I don't see a lot of people giving him any type of money, anything. I mean, $1 would be nice, but I mean, come on, some of you guys gotta pay it forward. One thing I learned about life is when you withhold, especially when someone is giving you knowledge and you're learning from that person, and you win or you win any type of money from that, or you learn anything from that, and you don't give back, I'm telling you, your well will run dry. That's the law of giving. That's the law of sowing and giving. You have to give back. And that's not him being greedy. That's called the law of giving. There's a law that God put in place that he cannot even change. If you don't give back, it'll get taken from you. So he's giving you guys knowledge, giving me knowledge, and trust me, once I start making money, I'm going to start giving back to him. That's the law of giving. That's how it goes. That's just how it goes.
Look, I appreciate everything you said. Look, a month ago I put out a video predicting who's going to win the national championship. It was the Georgia Bulldogs versus whoever. I forgot who they played.
I seen it. I got my knowledge from that. I had it with you because of Vince Dooley, but once I watched you and then you put it, remember we watched that basketball game. It was the basketball game that really determined it. We was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, and it was all synced up with the quarterback. I think he became like, I forgot what it was.
80% there, and then when she did that video, I was 100%. Bam. Okay, it's Georgia. It was clear as day.
Yeah, look. I'm just gonna read some of the comments. Look, thank you for your generosity. I appreciate the videos. Look, okay. Let's see another one.
Any funds you get from that?
I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything. Nobody gave me nothing. Let's see. Yeah. Nobody said thank you. You made me a lot of money. Nobody said anything. But we that's what I'm saying. That's what this community is about. It's a bunch of freeloaders who want sports information. They want you to be right so they can make some money and then they can move on to watch the next video. Or you predicting Super Bowl 58. You see, now that Super Bowl 57 is over, now they're worrying about Super Bowl 58. Who's gonna win Super Bowl 58? So they can make money next year and put a future in.
Oh yeah, that too. But the ones that don't do the work want to call in and say, "Hey, I did this. I found this." Like, oh man, where were you at?
Like, look at this ticket that I'm showing people. Look,
I haven't read that like probably 2-3 times. So,
yeah, like,
I see it.
Yeah, that's how these people are, man. These people, like, we're not gonna change anything. We are all the efforts that we put in, it's really pointless because. Ain't nothing gonna change. There's nothing gonna change.
I'm gonna say this. There's a law that has been. It's a spiritual law. Even the powers that be know this. Why do you think they make the football players once they get their salary, they make them give 10% to any charity? They even know this. So if the evil people are doing this, giving back, then how come we can't give back? There's a spiritual law. They know this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spiritual law that has been set in place. God cannot go against it. It's called giving. The law of giving. If you do not give back to when someone is feeding you, It doesn't matter if it's food. It doesn't matter if it's spiritual food. It doesn't matter what it is. If they are feeding you knowledge, you have to give back. That's just how it goes. And if I promise you guys, I promise everyone who's listening to me, if you give back to Arthur, to whoever it is, if you give back a little of your earnings or whatever it could be $10, whatever it is, if you give back, I promise you, because this is what the law states. Once you give back, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. It overloads you. So whatever you give back, it comes back to you times 10. This is what you have to do. You guys better learn. Go look it up. It's called the law of giving. You have to give back. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, but now these people were programmed to be greedy and to be self worshippers.
That's what I'm saying.
So look, a month ago, I put out a community post. I wrote, "Will Stetson Bennett improved to 29-3 as a starter 293 days before his birthday when 293 is the 62nd prime. He plays for Georgia, and Georgia equals 62. And that's exactly what happened. And let's read some of those comments. See how many people benefited from that information.
But also what you didn't put is that Vince Dooley, the legendary coach of Georgia, died on Stetson's birthday. So it's like that right there was like a dare giveaway. But that right there is enough for anybody to say, "Oh, I'm betting on Georgia to repeat."
Yeah, it's some crazy people in this fucking world.
I appreciate, you know what, and I thank you for being patient. I thank you for continuing to stay in it, because I guarantee, Arthur, when you're wary and want to give up, that's when like the doors will open up for you. But don't do that. Don't be wary. Don't get none of that. Just keep like pounding. Keep doing what you got to do. And I promise you, there will be people that will wake up and start giving to you. Because I go to what's his name channel? What's that guy's name? That one basketball player that remember he started ranting and coming out and talking about people.
Larry Johnson?
No. Remember he was going at he was calling that one dude Becky with the good hair. What's his name? He was the first round pick. Kwame Brown. I go to his channel. And he's not helping nobody on no games. He's not helping nobody to really to like wake up 100%. And I see them giving him like $300 super chats, $400, $200. One dude gave him a $10,000. I said, "What the?" I was like, $10,000. And I'm
$10,000.
$10,000. I'm not playing. Everybody's seen it. We was like, "What the heck?" And this dude's already a millionaire. Now I'm not looking into his pocket, but I'm asking myself, okay, what is this person, what knowledge is he giving them that they can learn from, they can put to their lives to where they're giving this type of money? So I'm just seeing, what I'm seeing in this world now is that a lot of people are lost and dumb. And this is why like the powers that be take advantage of them, because they don't know about the law of giving. They give to the wrong people, for number one. It's backwards. They give to the people who they're not even learning from. They're not getting any knowledge from, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So he's a millionaire. And
they gave him a $10,000.
I look at his chats, and like I said, not money watching, Parker watching, but I'm just like, wow, man, that's amazing, man. Like, whatever you're saying to them, hey, keep doing your thing. I say every time he goes live, he probably gets over 6,000 to 10,000. I'm not playing.
And look, this ticket is from the AFC Championship. I'm showing it on the screen. I don't know if you're watching. So
yeah, I can say now.
Look, a 14 parlay. This was a 14 parlay, and a guy turned $12 into $1,500.
Wow! Did you get anything from that?
No, but I actually appreciate this person. He does give me we talk a lot, but
but
you know,
I need him to give about 10 something.
I hear what you're saying, but you know, certain people, I don't care about money. It doesn't. See, that's why I don't like talking about money, because then people start.
It's not. See, that's what I'm saying. That's not the point. It's about them giving back to where they're getting the knowledge from. You know.
Yeah, but if I don't want, the thing is, like you say, your call, I appreciate. Like, I'd rather you give me like a call like this than give me money. Like I don't. If you can't contribute with information, then yeah, you should donate, especially if you're turning $12 into $1,600. But if you're somebody that, you know, contributes, you give me a good call, you give me some good information, that's good enough for me. That there's people like what's his name? Like Brad Vino, he's one of my moderators. He sends me a lot of great stuff on Instagram, a lot of great notes like that. I appreciate stuff like that because it helps me, it helps me with my mission. It helps me expose what I'm trying to expose. So it's not all about the money. I don't want people to think that I'm here for money because I don't care about the money. But if you're not contributing somehow, and all you could do is support with money, then yeah, you should support with money because I'll use the money to do something productive. And I'll show people, look, the people that send the money, here's the money that I received, and now we're gonna do this now. If I had like $1,000 right now, I'll probably travel to Kansas City and go to that parade. Yeah, and pound some payment out there. But I don't have $1,000. I'm not gonna take $1,000 out of my earnings.
It'll come. It'll come. I just keep. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, but that's what I'd rather.
Like, man, you was right. You was right. But look at this. I'm gonna break this down because I don't know to the people that were watching and just to like I said, I wouldn't know none of this if it wasn't for this man right here. I learned a lot of this, and now it's like something just opened up inside of me. So I'm just going with it. I was the person that called in a week ago talking about who was it? We was going over the Christmas picture. I brought the Christmas picture to the community, kind of showed everybody. Some people already knew about it, but I kind of just opened it up a little more. I talked about Tom Landry and Geronimo, and I brought that to the community where people didn't connect that. I connected it through Skull and Bones because I know that Skull and Bones Skull and Bones they do everything with native, and this is why the first black quarterback was Washington Redskins. You notice that. Remember, you were talking about like why? I don't get why would they do with the Indians? Don't we stump on the Indians? No, you got to understand which secret society that we're dealing with. Right now we're dealing with Skull and Bones. The head and the crossbone that if you go to their picture, you'll see a head and the crossbone. That head is, like I said, is said to be Geronimo. So that means they do everything with native. I don't know why. Maybe because they took over the natives. I don't know. Maybe that could be. But they do everything with Indian and stuff like that. So this is why the Chiefs were to win, and this is why I knew that. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense because the Eagles represent America. It didn't make sense, but you got to look at it for that reason. To that caller who had talked about the Chinese astrology, he was off just by a little. He was off by a little. By a lot. But this is the year of the rabbit. If everybody want to know, the color, the favorite color for the year of the rabbit is red. The cheese is red. Andy Reid, his nickname is Big Red, so that should have been a dead giveaway. This is why Rihanna wore the color red. If you look at the Grammys, so always look at the Grammys or whatever show that's going to happen before the Super Bowl, they'll show you with the color scheme. Everybody, I mean, you seen what Sam Nasty Smith was wearing. He wore a number. He wore red. A devil outfit and everything. So red was like the theme of this year, and I started noticing that. So let's get into Skull and Bones. Now, people everybody knows this is for the people that are listening. Everybody know that this is the year of Skull and Bones. Yale is celebrating. Skull and Bones was founded at Yale University. Yale is celebrating its 322nd anniversary this year on October 9th, and this is why this is the year of Skull and Bones. So where do we get Skull and Bones? They have the number 322, and then you ask yourself, okay, where do we get that number 322? Where does it derive from? That number 322, where they get that from, it derives from the Bible, Genesis chapter 3, verses 22. And I have my Bible with me. I'm going to read it out for you guys. Okay, so Genesis chapter 3, verses 22. It says, "Then the Lord God said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil, and now lest he put out his hand and take also of the tree and eat and live forever." So that scripture is talking about knowing good and evil. Genesis chapter 3 itself deals with the fall of man, and Adam and Eve being deceived by Lucifer and disobeying God. The Illuminati, or even Skull and Bones, they're all pretty much the same secret society. They believe that Lucifer, in that scripture alone, in that scripture, that's why they use the 322. They believe that Lucifer enlightened them that day and showed them that they are the gods, knowing good and evil. This is where I was telling you about Patrick Mahomes. This is where we get the duality, black and white, the yin and yang. That's why I said he will win, because not only white people will accept Patrick Mahomes, of course the black people. So you need a quarterback that has duality, and this is why they're lifting him up right now. And basically he has become as a god. Am I not lying? He's like a god right now.
Yeah, well, that's what they want. They make them play as gods.
There you go. So that scripture refers to that. So it says you can become as God. So Patrick Mahomes right now, because of Tom Brady passed the torch, he became, now it's Patrick Mahomes' turn to be lifted as a God, and people are lifting him up. They're already saying he's the GOAT after winning two championships, 2 MVPs, and 2 Super Bowls. I heard Shannon Sharp saying he's the GOAT. I'm like, what the heck? He's the GOAT. They said because he's 27, he's the first to do that. But I'm like, come on, man. You sound like people that saying LeBron is the GOAT with only 3 rings plus a fake bubble ring. Like, come on now. Stop it. But, that's what Shannon Sharp do. So I was watching Shannon Sharp, and 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, he said he was going for, if you watched everybody said they were going for the Eagles. Every black person that I've seen, maybe there's only 2, but every sports analyst were going for the Eagles. I was like, what the heck? Even a week before, they were all going for the Eagles, and I couldn't understand them. But we already know, just watching, just knowing this in this community, that, well, we should know, but most of us, I noticed that they kept going for the Eagles, and just everybody's going for them. And I was like, wait, something's wrong with that picture. Like, everybody going for the Eagles? So, I'm like, okay, yeah. So I know when they're pushing a narrative, definitely go against it. But those are just some of the things I've seen. Let me see. So I'm going to jump back on this because I don't want to get away from this. So I put in, so I said, okay, so that scripture deals, again, everybody, Genesis chapter 3, verses 22, it deals with knowledge, knowledge of good and evil, and of course making you as a god. So I put in the demonstrator, I put in knowledge of good and evil, and knowledge of good and evil in the first ordinal is the 103, which we know that the NFL this season is the 103rd. If you can put that up, but if not, it's okay. But knowledge of good and evil equals 103 in the first ordinal. And it also equals 153. The Eagles are in their 90th season, and the Kansas City Chiefs are in their 63rd season. 90 plus 63 equals 153. Let me see what else I have here. I have these notes. I have it right down. Genesis 3 verses 22 in the Gematria is 103 and 64. We know that Andy Reid is 64 years old, and this is why you see why he won. I mean, so also the other things that I've noticed is that for some reason, like I said, I look past the numbers. So once I get the numbers, I kind of go to your videos, and you kind of help me out with the numbers. But then I noticed, because I know a little history and I know the Bible as well, so I got to start looking at that, and then looking at some of the history. And so I'm like, what is this year about? Okay, 2021 was about 3 and about 7. We knew that. 2022 was about 4. You had your 43s in there. Now this year we're in the year of 2023. 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm like, damn, that's what it is. Okay, this is why we have Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was on the $5 bill. So I said, this year, it just opened up. This year is about 5. And these were the notes I was going to send you, but I had watched, one of your videos, and you kind of went away from it. So I was like, and then you're saying like you didn't want to be swayed. So I was like, okay, I can't talk to Arthur because your phone. I sent you some texts, but I mean your phone was off. So I was like, damn, I wish I could tell Arthur about this. But anywho, So Tyree Nichols. So we start off the year. Tyree Nichols. Remember, they have him. He was killed by 5 cops. When we know it was like 6 cops, a white cop, and 5 black cops. But they reported it that he was killed by 5 cops. His last name Nichols. That's 5 cents right there. So it's showing that this year is about 5. Also you have to look 5. The prime number 3 is the prime number of 5, and this is why the field goal was decided. I mean, not the field goal, but the Super Bowl was decided by 3 points. The 3 is the number. 3 is the prime number of 5. This is why you're seeing a lot of 3. A lot of 3s also. It says, let me see. So. Also, the Super Bowl. Now we're looking at Abraham Lincoln, but the Super Bowl was to honor Super Bowl 3. What happened in Super Bowl number 3? Super Bowl 3 was the first Super Bowl where the first coach played against his former team and won, which was the Jets, and the score was 16-7.
I'm following you. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh no! I kind of went off my notes, so I'm just getting back on it. I also knew that in the fourth quarter there was going to be something that's going on, because this first game, Super Bowl 3, lasted. It was 16. So the score was 16 all the way to the fourth quarter, and then someone finally lost to someone. The other team finally scored, which is still the ending, 16-7. But they made sure to keep that score 16 all the way to the fourth quarter. So again, I'm going to list off the 5, some of the 5, the number 5s that I've seen with this Super Bowl that keeps showing me that this year is going to be about 5. So you're going to see a lot of 5. You're going to see a lot of 3. You're going to see a lot of numbers reoccurring over and over. But remember, it's going to be about 5. Because 2 plus 3, which we're in the year 2020, year of 23. 2 plus 3 is 5. Andy Reid. So Andy Reid became the 5th coach to win the Super Bowl against his former team. Remember, I talked about Geronimo. That's his head. That the Skull and Bones use. That's his head and crossbones that they use. Geronimo's birthday, which is February 17th, is 5 days after the Super Bowl. Let me see Patrick Mahomes is in his 5th season as a starter, and of course he won his 2nd Super Bowl. I have another 5 in there. Patrick Mahomes became the 5th youngest quarterback to win 2 Super Bowls. To win 2 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs. Let's see. So I had like a whole lot of 5s in here, and it was just crazy. Like I'm starting to see like it was about 5, and it made sense. And then let me see. And so then also, like I said, 3 is the prime number of 5. So there's a lot of 3s. So remember the Super Bowl that they're honoring as well was Super Bowl number 3. Therefore, the Super Bowl was won by 3 points. Let me see. So somebody just called to mention. I just added that on here. Somebody just called to mention that this was the 3rd most watched Super Bowl. The Chiefs won the 3rd Super Bowl in the 5th appearance. Pat Mahomes was also in his 3rd Super Bowl appearance. Chiefs became 3-0 in their postseason wins this year. Let me see. So now, let me focus on, and let's. I'm gonna just say that. My bad. So now I'm gonna go to the number 16 and talk about Abraham Lincoln, and why you see why the Chiefs, they had the Chiefs win, and the Chiefs ended up winning the Super Bowl. Abraham Lincoln was more connected to, again, the Chiefs. We get that. I tell you the honest truth, I did not know he had like a disdain for Indians. I think I watched one of your live streams, and a woman came on and she was talking about like he connected to 38, him hanging 38. I was like, whoa! I didn't know that, man. So I didn't get too much in the history of that.
Yep, so, that's the beauty of collaboration. That's why.
Wow, thank you. I did not know that. So that's what I said. I learned a lot from your channel as well. So Abraham, so the connection with the 16. If you look, if you look at it, you have Patrick Mahomes. He's number 15. Jalen Hurts is number 1. Them two together, 1 plus 15 is 16. So we should have known, like, okay, they're going to do something with the 16.
And Mahomes equals 115. The game started at 6:31, the 115th prime number.
Wow. See, I didn't see that. I was like that other caller. I didn't even watch the game. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch it. I was like, man, I had some other stuff I had to do. I didn't get the chance to watch it. Also, with 16, that Abraham equals 16, the Chaldean cipher. Lincoln also equals 16 in the septenary. Andy Reid, I don't know if people know this, but Andy Reid, with this Super Bowl, this is how I knew he would win. Andy Reid would stay on his 16th playoff loss. And I think a lot of people miss that. Getting back to Abraham Lincoln, everybody, is the 16th president. So that number 16 was going to be strong. The number 53 was quoted all over the Super Bowl. That's another number. The governor of Arizona, remember I said, everybody, you have to always go look at the governor. You don't too much look at the president. It's always going to be who's ever the governor, not even the mayor, mainly who's ever the governor of that state that they're playing in. They do all the rituals with that governor. Also, you got to look at the owners as well. But the governor, Katie Holmes of Arizona, she is 53 years old. The prime number of 53 is 16. To see how they coded that so well with it's just ridiculous, man. This is how a lot of people, if you guys are watching, if you cannot see that this stuff is all scripted and it's all connected, then I don't know what to tell you. It's so clear in your face, like they just throw it in your face. And this game, I'm with you, Arthur. This game was so heavily decoded. I told you in the first beginning. Remember, I said I'm staying away from it. And then you asked me who would win. I said, of course, Kansas. If I had a pick, it's Kansas. And I told you that Kansas would win this game. But I said I'm staying right. See, in the beginning, the second week, the first week, there was no money. But the last week, if you'd put like 200, 300, you'd won about like 900 to 1,000. Off that too, because they were underdogs, and so much money was placed on the Eagles. It was just ridiculous. But the first week, there was no money to win off that. Not even really off the prop bets. But
anything else, my brother?
Yeah. So Abraham Lincoln was shot on the 14th and died on the 15th, which we all know that. That is Patrick Mahomes' number. April 15th, if you put that in Gematria, April 15th equals 269. And I don't know if a lot of people know 269. Andy Reid would pick up his 269th win with the Super Bowl. And the prime number of 269 is 57.
Yep.
I had looked up the owner, Clark Hunt. And hell, Clark Hunt is 57 years old. The owner of the Chiefs, Clark Hunt, is 57 years old. I'm like, damn, we missed all of that.
No, I knew all that stuff.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that till yesterday, like maybe probably 30 minutes before the game. And I sent all that text like to my family and friends and stuff like that because they wanted to bet on it. Also, the governor of Missouri. He's 57 years old. I'm like, man, you can't make this up. This is 57 years old. They ain't got the same birthday as Patrick Mahomes, September 17th.
All right, my brother. Let me just because I want to cover this active shooting that happened in Michigan.
Okay. Definitely. Okay.
I appreciate you, though, brother. Thank you. And keep up the great work, my brother. You learned a lot.
Thank you. Thank you again. And like I said, I'll be watching you. You have an ally. I'm on your team. I'm on your side. I'll be texting you, like, whatever it is, whatever game's on, I'll be texting you some notes and stuff. But, hey, Arthur, you're number one in my book, so continue doing what you do, man. I
appreciate you too, my brother. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that guy because he's learning a lot. And he's putting the work, he's using the work and practicing. I like it. He'll definitely become a great decoder if he keeps it up, man. So shout out to Kathy for notifying us about this active shooter that happened today in Michigan at the Michigan State University. This is what I was saying, and this is perfect because this just proves what I was saying about This is beautiful because this just fits in with the message that I was trying to communicate to you guys from the beginning of the video. You guys are worried about the fucking winner of the fucking game, yo. And not realizing that tragedies are going to happen after these games are over. Michigan State equals 57. They have an active shooter a day after Super Bowl 57 concludes. On a day with 38 numerology. And this happens 191 days before Michigan's governor's birthday. What is her name? Gretchen Whitmer. Today's 191 days before her birthday. Society of Jesus equals 191. So active shooter in her city right after Super Bowl 57 concludes. You know? And, you know, I haven't read too much into this, but I'm pretty sure there's probably some people injured. Let's see. A lone suspect opened fire on Michigan State's University campus on Monday evening, leaving multiple people wounded. There you go. So congrats to the winners. Because that's what you guys care about, right? The winners of the sports games. Meanwhile, stuff like this is happening in the world. And we know who's responsible, right? It took me less than 5 minutes to figure it out. It's the Society of Jesus. Police first issued a shelter-in-place order at 8:40. Jesuit order equals 84. Just like, you know who else has that 50-84? Michigan State Spartans, the college basketball team in that city. Most likely synced up with them as well. We shall see. Today's 213, right? Death is 213. They're not reporting any deaths though. No casualties right now. They are saying that multiple people are wounded though. So the suspect is still on foot at 9:16 p.m. and another shooting was reported around 9:26 at IM East, a gym on campus. So the guy's still walking around shooting people supposedly. Most likely this is a false flag, but who knows? If they're hiring people to carry out these events. We don't know that part. We can assume, but we don't know. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer said that she's been briefed by Michigan State Police about the shooting. Yeah, because it's probably the Michigan State Police who did it. Michigan State University has an enrollment of more than 50,000 students and is located in East Lansing. I did that. East Lansing is 121, is 40. And think about it. Today's the 44th day of the year. A shooting on the 44th day of the year. That rings a bell. What do we know about 44 and shootings? 44 and shootings. Let me just put this out so you guys can see. All right, so all you guys who made money on the Kansas City Chiefs, how much of that money are you going to send to the injured people in Michigan State? Are you guys going to use your money to help those people who are injured at the hospital? Are you going to pay for those hospital bills? Are you going to be a good citizen and help out your fellow citizen? Probably not. They're just like the rest of them. All right, so Michigan State University shooting, campus on lockdown, and multiple injuries reported. And like I said, today is the 44th day of the year. Notice Michigan is 44, shooting is 44. Execution has the 44, but they haven't reported any casualties, so we don't know if those people who are injured are going to make it. Hopefully they do. But today is a day with 38 numerology. There was 38 points scored by the Chiefs on Super Bowl 57. Notice Michigan is 57 as well, like the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Like how football was credited to a Scottish Rite Freemason, Walter Camp. But yeah, going back to the governor, notice she was born on Kobe Bryant's birthday. She has the same birthday as Kobe Bryant. She's 51 years old. And from today to her birthday is 191 days. The Society of Jesus number. Reminding us of that's also the 43rd prime. Killing is 43. But nobody's dead supposedly yet. And there's probably more to this ritual. I'll definitely look at it and update it. Let's see. What day did she take office? Because this stuff is always synced up with the governor. Especially she's the one, communicating to the police. Let me see. What day did Gretchen Whitmer become governor? So it says here that she became governor on January 1st, 2019. So on New Year's Day, 2019. Oh my gosh. 215 weeks later. All these cops we have, and yeah, somebody's able to pull this off at a campus and just get away with it. Crazy. All this money we spend on police. For one more 44, the name of the governor, her first name, Gretchen, equals 44 and 37, like shooting. And again, this took place on the 44th day of the year. Hello?
This is just going on with what you're saying, and to everybody that's listening again, I use this knowledge to some of my family. They want to, some of them want to bed now, but also at the same time, let me turn this down. Also at the same time, I tell them this is the year of Skull and Bones. The Skull and Bones other name is Brotherhood of Death. So there's going to be a lot of casualties. There's going to be a lot of civil unrest. There's going to be a lot of craziness going on. I try to keep them safe by that. So if you're not even telling your family members, you're telling them just how to win a game or telling them how to win this or whatever. If you're not telling them about the things that are going to be happening this year, and the things, not even just this year, but the years ahead, and preparing them for that, then what are we doing with this knowledge?
Great point, my brother. Appreciate that.
So again, thank you. You know, like I said, I see you showing this right here. I'm kind of looking at it too because I'm just not seeing this right here. And like I said, we know who's doing all this, who's scripting all this, but it's not just going to be. We're looking at it because it hasn't affected us yet. But pretty soon it's going to start affecting us, and we got to stay prepared because I'm telling you, this year alone is going to start. They say so. I was looking at this Jewish thing, and they said from this 2023 sparks I want to say I can't think of the name of it right now, but it sparks. It's going to spark a lot of casualties, a lot of just craziness, all the way to the year of 20. I want to say it's 7 years. So 2023 all the way to 2030. And this is why they're talking about this 2030. So you remember the balloon that they shot down and everything? That was just a test from China. It was just a test. The next one would probably be what do you call them things? EP or EMP or whatever that has shut down like electronics, everything. So that was just a test. They just want to see how far they could get into America's safety. What do you call that? America's stratosphere. They wanted to see how far they can get in there. And next time is not going to be good. And so that's what I'm saying. I know people watching stuff and you're seeing Arthur decode this what's going on right now because it hasn't affected us. But trust me, it's going to start affecting everybody. And so everybody needs to start getting prepared, telling your family, telling your friends, and telling everybody to get prepared. It's not just about games and winning money and stuff like that. It's more than that.
All right, thanks a lot, my brother.
So that's all I got to say on that. And so everybody stay safe and stay prepared.
Have a good one. Thanks a lot, my brother.
All right, thank you.
Shout out to Gideon Watson. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation, man. Thank you so much. But people like you don't have to send me anything, man. You always helping me out. I'm trying to see if they capture the shooter. Michigan State active shooter. I don't like covering these active shooters because these videos get taken down for some reason. They don't want us exposing this stuff. Let's see. Let's see. So the gunman is still at large. It says according to the police. So the cops are still at large in Michigan. The cop that did this still hasn't been caught yet. From the 40, Michigan 44, shooting 44. Yeah, so far that's what we got. We don't got the name of the shooter yet, but there you go, Yeah, it actually happened today though. But yeah, the game wasn't a 37-day numerology. Yeah, Eagles and Falcons. That's funny. Yeah, shout out to Abraham. He says the Super Bowl, the next Super Bowl is gonna be in Las Vegas. He wonders what's gonna happen. Yeah, I wonder too. So let me just take a look at TMZ before we end it. Oh look, another young kid that I don't know. He was 27. So NYPD Blue star Austin Majors dead at 27. Dead at 27. NYPD Blue. Name has that 83. I wonder if he died yesterday on the 43rd day of the year. He died Saturday night, so he died on the 42nd day of the year. And the name Austin is 42. Making a mockery out of Jesus, huh? Look at this fucking headline. Super Bowl 57. What is this? Super Bowl 57. Navy vet shot while serving. Gifted ticks. Mahomes loves it. A Navy veteran who was shot in the head while serving. Okay, he was shot. Okay. Had the most heartwarming reaction when he was gifted tickets to Super Bowl 57. And Patrick Mahomes loves it. Okay, my bad. I thought he was shot like after the game or something. So he was shot while he was a soldier for the Navy. Okay. Got some free tickets from Patrick Mahomes. Okay. All right, so enjoy the rest of your Monday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to Discerning King for the super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.